Rams sliced the historical red tape Wednesday against UMass, recording their 19th overall win, the most ever as a member of the Atlantic 10. The next barrier to break is win number 20, which would be the first 20-win season since 1991 when Fordham was a full-time member of the Patriot League. One obstacle stands in the way of achieving such a feat, a team that has only lost twice to the Rams in 16 tries, the Davidson Wildcats. The program that Steph Curry built has had their fair shares of ups and downs this year, rookie head coach replacing a school staple. 4 scores from last season, from Atlantic 10 regular season champions in 2022 to pillow fighters in 2023. Fordham last beat Davidson in 2017 at Belk Arena, and once before in 2016, but have been fruitless in their matchups with Davidson after that. It will take an almost Herculean effort to take down Davidson given the series history, let alone at the house that Curry built. But for Fordham, the sky's the limit. It's Fordham. It's Davidson. Live from Belk Arena. Next on WFUV Sports.
Coach, coming off a huge win at home against UMass, and they played you guys really tough in the first half. What do you have to say about the resilience of your team?
Yeah, I mean, just proud of our guys to just continue to battle for 40 minutes. And we talk about playing, not getting too high, not getting too low. You know, this league is so good. The coaching is so good. Teams are going to go on runs. We got to match those runs. You know, it's usually the team that goes on the last run that takes care of business. And they were down a lot of bodies, and we used our depth to wear them down, and we knew that would be the case. So, but credit to Coach Martin. I mean, his teams are just so physical and so tough. They were flying around in the first half, making some plays, but we were able to kind of get out and get some stops in the second half and get out in transition, get to the free throw line, and make our free throws, which is the key. We've been getting there in the games that we've been successful. We've been making our layups, and we've been making our free throws.
You guys are going down to Davidson. A little bit of a rematch from earlier in the season. You guys didn't have the best performance against them here at home, but you're going down to Belk Arena, similar environment to Rose Hill now. It's very hostile. A lot of students get really loud. What are the keys going down there, and what are you going to try to do to stop Foster Lawyer and Sam Menenga? Yeah,
you know what? Here, we actually executed our game plan defensively as good as we could have. I mean, we held them to 49 points until the last, 2 minutes where we were fouling on purpose. The problem is, we scored 39. We had 39 points ourselves with about 2 minutes to play. So, you know, they're a completely different team than they were, and so are we. And they're very, very difficult at home. They've had some really tough losses late in games inside minutes at home. They've been playing everybody in this league extremely tough. They're older. They're very physical. They're very smart. So it's going to be a serious test for us. We've got to just...
Live from Belk Arena here in Davidson, North Carolina. It's Fordham men's basketball. 90.7 FM opening tip is underway here alongside Colin Locker, and this is Thomas Aiello. Fordham Rams taking on the Davidson Wildcats. Davidson in their home white, Fordham in their away maroon, and Colin, right now, this elite arena is alive and well.
Certainly a jam-packed arena, that student section getting into it. Although, for my money, they have some work to do to catch up to where Rose Hill is right now. That might be the homer in me. Davidson getting off to a fast start. Menenga putting in a basket to start things off, giving them a quick 2-0 lead.
So no score here in the opening minutes. Starting lineups for both teams: Quisenberry, Richardson, Khalid Moore, Rostick, Nowitzki, and Antrell. Charlton for Fordham. Quisenberry's long three ball from the left side is off. Offensive rebound Fordham. Rams in their away maroon. Long pass Charlton to Richardson, far corner. Quisenberry, the Rams move left to right. Down the right lane with a head fake, trying to find the mismatch. Nowitzki on top of Lawyer. Now with a double team, muscles Lawyer out of the way. First basket, no. Rebound underneath by Davidson, and starting lineups for the Wildcats: Desmond Watson, Grant Huffman, Foster Lawyer, Sam Menenga, and the freshman Reed Bailey. Just about a minute played, no score. Charlton inbounds under the far basket. Finds Nowitzki far side corner, handoff to Charlton, same spot. Played now by Watson. Long pass, Khalid Moore at the top of the circle. 13 on the shot clock. Quisenberry trying to find a roller. Extra pass, Richardson, far corner three. Got it! Fordham draws first blood, 3-0 with 18:48 to go in the first half.
Richardson, the kind of guy that can hit those shots, shooting 42.2% from behind the arc this season.
Boyer near side left wing, played by Richardson. Davidson going right to left. Pushes off Richardson, playing aggressive chest-to-chest defense. Opposite side, Reed Bailey, played by Charlton. Down the middle he goes, shoves Charlton off, misses the layup, and a foul underneath. Rostik Nowitzki gets called for the hack.
Reed Bailey getting inside there. Menenga did the same sort of thing on that opening possession. Basket did not count, but used his own body mass to get into the paint, the length that he has to his advantage. Very similar build between Menenga and Bailey. That's going to be something to watch, as if Fordham can stop those long, lanky forwards from cutting down the lane.
So Reed Bailey, the freshman from Massachusetts, first free throw is good. He had 3 points last game in the blowout victory over UMass. So Davidson's on the board, 3-1 now with just about a minute 40 seconds played here in the first half. So Bailey's second free throw rolls off, rebounded by Quisenberry. In transition come the Rams. Stops at the top of the circle, kick past Richardson. Charlton near side right corner, back to Richardson at the top of the right wing. Nowitzki right elbow extended rather. Hands off to Quisenberry with a high screen around Huffman. Quisenberry all the way to the basket, lays it in for two. 5-1 Fordham, 2 minutes played.
That's a huge basket for Quisenberry. 21 points last time out, but went 4 to 10 from the field. If he can be efficient, that'll go a long way for the Rams.
Huffman in the post, gets one to go, +1. Grant Huffman gets right to the basket and a chance for one more at the free throw line. 5-3 Fordham. So Grant Huffman will go to the free throw line, 65% on the year from the stripe, 16% from three. His only free throw bounces in. 5-4 Fordham, 17:52 to go.
Huffman happy to get on the board there. Shot 1 of 10 at Rose Hill earlier in this year. Only had 2 points and 5 boards in the Bronx.
Richardson finds Nowitzki right elbow area. Top of the perimeter is the big man. Hands off to Quisenberry, toes just beyond the half-court mark. Fading is Nowitzki at the key. Tries to work on Menenga, gets inside with a pump fake. Muscles Menenga off, throws up a wild left hook. And a foul against Fordham. This one's going the other way.
I like the aggression from Rostik, though. Was very productive at the prior matchup between these two. Had 12 points, 4 of 5 from the field. I'd expect him to be even more aggressive in this one than he was back in December.
Inbounds, Fordham picking up 94 feet. Charlton playing Lawyer very closely. Screen from Bailey in the backcourt. Lawyer gets across half court. 17:20 to go in the first half, 5-4 Rams. Huffman, far side wing. Richardson hounding him aggressively. Almost a 5-second call. Lawyer to the elbow area. Jump shot is good, and Davidson takes the 6-5 lead off of a Foster Lawyer 2. Three minutes gone by, 6-5 Davidson. Richardson, left side wing, played by Khalid Moore. Kick pass to Charlton on the right wing. Rolling is Moore under the right block. Mismatch on Foster Lawyer. Now a double team comes. Kick out Quisenberry. Extra pass. Far corner Richardson. Off back iron. Rebounded by Huffman.
Good look from Richardson, though. You take that every time you get it.
Huffman on the left side wing. Trying to find the open man. Feeds it to Bailey near side wing. Pass nearly intercepted. Menenga at the free throw line, played by Nowitzki. Menenga spinning in the post, left hand, no. Khalid Moore eats up the rebound.
That's going to be a problem if Menenga can keep on doing that. Happened on the first possession, happened again there. Reed Bailey had a similar look.
And double team comes under the basket. Khalid Moore is called for steps. So turnover for Fordham. Abdu Simbila and Kyle Rose come in for the Rams. As Charlton and Nowitzki sit down. Inbound for Reed Bailey. Foster Lawyer now played full court by Rose. Crossing half court on the near sideline. Moore gives him a bump. Almost a backcourt violation. Far side wing is Lawyer. Double team coming. Rolling is Bailey. Richardson breaks it up, but this one will stay with the Wildcats. This will send us to our first media timeout. 16 minutes to go here in the first half, 6-5. Davidson, you're listening to Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Will Grant.
And I'm Chris Persianen.
And we're two of the hosts for WFUV's very own basketball podcast, Pick and Pod.
Tune in weekly for updates and our takes on the latest around the NBA, as well as exclusive insight from our very own Knicks and Nets beat reporters.
We'll have you covered on everything from all of the NBA's latest drama we know and love,
to debating all year long which team will get to lift that golden Larry O'Brien in June.
So don't miss a beat from the hardwood on WFUV's Pick and Pod.
Welcome back to Belk Arena here at Davidson College. Alongside Colin Locker and I'm Tom Masiello. Our coverage of Fordham men's basketball here on WFUV Sports. Rams down 6-5 to the Davidson Wildcats. Just about 4 minutes played, Colin, and Fordham's looking at a little bit of payback because they got blown out at home by this very Davidson team, but now here they are in enemy territory trying to return the favor.
Was not particularly close at Rose Hill last time against Davidson. Fordham lost by a score of 57-43. Tom, in my mind, this one comes down to what do you trust more, momentum or history? Davidson has won 12 straight matchups between the two. Fordham looking to end that streak. They've been on a heater themselves recently. Rose Hill has been just as scary as this student section, as we've talked about as of late. If I'm Fordham, I need to be the big bad bully in this situation. They have a size advantage. They have an aggression advantage. It's very apparent watching these teams on the court. If Fordham brings it to the paint, they will be successful. And in terms of offense, if you're Davidson, keep moving the ball. Foster Lawyer, very experienced guard before becoming the Davidson, very experienced in the world of the NCAA, has an itchy trigger finger, willing to shoot in some situations where maybe he shouldn't be shooting. If Fordham allows him to facilitate instead of forcing those half-baked shots, it's going to be a rough one. Make sure you force him into those hard situations and Fordham's going to be all right.
Well, Davidson, Colin, you also mentioned Foster Lawyer and Sam Anenga, extremely experienced, but the rest of this group, a lot of freshmen, a lot of new players, huge regime turnover. Matt McKillop taking over for his dad, Bob. Bob is here today. They're going to be honoring him after the game at McKillop Court. Very much deserved. One of the great mid-major coaches in college basketball history, Coach Steph Curry. Huffman will inbound underneath the near side basket. Simbila plays the inbounder. Huffman tries to get it in. Manenga on the right side wing. Swing pass to Bailey. Huffman near side corner played by Simbila. 16% from three-point land this year. 8 on the shot clock. Huffman makes his move. Down the right lane he goes. Simbila and Rose. And a foul on the way up, and Huffman will go to the charity stripe again.
Players like Huffman, hard to guard because while they're not particularly intimidating physically, they can find those little cracks in the defense, kind of slip and slide their way into the paint. Like the aggression by Fordham, make them earn it at the line.
So Huffman, the junior from Ohio, had 9 points, 10 assists last game. His first free throw bounces in. 7-5 Wildcats. 15:50 to go in the first. David Skogman's come in for Reed Bailey. Huffman gets set for his next free throw. This one is off back iron. Khalid Moore swallows up another board. Richardson walks this up for the Rams. Directing traffic is the freshman from Teaneck, New Jersey. Bounce pass Moore, left elbow area played by Skogman. Handoff Quisenberry, left wing with a pump fake. Gets into the paint. Now Moore, left side wing. Extra pass, Richardson, right wing. Accelerates on the right baseline, pulls it back. 9 on the shot clock. Quisenberry at the top of the circle. Sidestep on Skogman. Off back iron. Desmond Watson the rebound. 15:20 to go in the first. Still 7-5. Watson, left side wing, played by Rose. Handoff to Huffman in the same spot. Played here by Richardson. Davidson moving the ball around the perimeter for an aggressive man-to-man D. Right side wing Lawyer, played by Simbila. Ball's tip of Manenga in the right block area. Double team coming, kick out Lawyer on the left wing. Shot clock down to 5. Huffman left side wing. Skogman on the left block. 1 on the shot clock, fading away, off back iron, ball tipped, rebound Simbila. Richardson accelerates down the middle. Hesitation move, kicks it to Simbila. Now Quisenberry far side left wing, rolling is Simbila. In the paint, hop step, and a foul on the floor against Davidson. Still 7-5, 14:39 to go, much to the displease of Matt McKillop.
Simbila had a good look there. Keep moving that ball inside. Fordham doing a good job kind of moving the rock around. Credit to Richardson. The playmaking has come a long way since when he started. Not that he's going out there collecting assists like Stockton by any stretch of the imagination, but you just need someone that can kind of facilitate this offense. Doing a good job of that so far today.
Well, freshman point guards are always a risk in college, but Richardson's turning out so far. Step back 3 from Moore, off back iron. Rebounded by Connor Cochera, the transfer for William and Mary.
Don't love that shot from Khalid Moore. He's shooting 32.8% from downtown. Would much rather have him look for a teammate or run that down right into the paint.
Fordham in the switch everything defense. Wildcat logo is Skogman, played by Khalid Moore. 14:16 to go in the first half. Right side wing Menenga trying to work on Simbila. Down across the paint. Rejected by Simbila. Ball still loose. Shot clock at 6. Cochera 3. Pieced by Richardson. Khalid Moore now on the move. Here comes Fordham. 6 minutes down in the first half. Still 7-5 Davidson, right wing Quisenberry. Baseball pass Rose, right side wing. Pulls a 3. Well short. Rebound. Offensive by Simbila. On the right block. The big man goes to work. Double team coming. And a foul on the floor. This one will go against Davidson on Foster Lawyer.
Good offensive board by Simbila. Had Menenga working on him down by the paint. Just kind of muscled his way towards getting that ball.
Akil Spadone is going to check in now for Davidson. Lawyer's going to sit. Lawyer a season ago was an All-A-10 selection, one of the best guards in the conference. Lob pass Quisenberry under the block, and he's thrown to the ground by Grant Huffman. Quisenberry's down on his stomach, but gets up in a jiffy. There's Quisenberry is also almost as if he's playing football.
Might have been one of those ones that looked or sounded worse than it was.
Yeah, you hear the thud just reverberate throughout Belk Arena, but it seems to be all right. 13:48 to go in the first half. Still 7-5 Davidson. Quisenberry around the curl. Rose on the inbound. Finds Simbila, left baseline area. Kicks to Quisenberry. 20 on the shot clock. Quisenberry nearly loses the handle, but retains it. Huffman left side wing. Long pull from Quisenberry. Off rebounded by Spadone. Rose picks up full court. Spadone trying to shake him off. Gets past the half court mark on the near sideline. And we have a whistle here. This one's going to go against Fordham on Kyle Rose. A little too aggressive on Spadone.
Doesn't seem like the type of game where they're going to let them play it out. They're going to be very generous with the whistle this afternoon. Not sure I love the call on Rose there. Understand why it was made, but still pick him up at half court. Don't let Spadone get a lane on you. Don't let him find an open teammate.
So Rose is going to sit down. Quisenberry also sits down. Romad Dean has come in. Charlton's back. Near sideline inbound for Cochera. Nearly intercepted by Moore on the near corner, and this one will stay with Davidson.
Cochera coming off of an absolute heater. Put up 29 points, 4 boards, 7 made threes. Count them against UMass in a 93-78 win last time out.
It was the CAA Rookie of the Year in 2021. Inbound pass Grant Huffman at the Wildcat logo. 13:24 to go in the first half. Huffman kick past Spadone far corner, played by Richardson. Skogman at the Wildcat logo again. Kicks to Huffman. 9 on the shot clock, played by Khalid Moore. Huffman makes his move on the right block. He's going to be called for steps. Good defense by Khalid Moore.
Good job to stay in front of him by Khalid Moore. That's going to be the key to the game. Don't let them find that small angle to get by you.
Charlton inbounds to Richardson. Now Charlton will walk this one up. 13:06 to go. Still 7-5. Neither team has scored in the last 3 minutes. Bounce pass Moore, left elbow. Trying to work on Skogman. Gets to the right block, spinning, pirouetting, down the left side. Reverse layup is good. And right as I say that, the dry spell is over. 7-all, 12:50 to go. Huffman all the way up the floor. Kick pass Skogman, straight on 3. Got it! 10-7 Davidson, 12:40 to go. Richardson walks this up at the Wildcat logo. High screen from Simbila. Big man rolls in the pick and roll. Richardson trying to shake Spadone. And a foul on the floor. This one will go against Spadone. Referees calling everything here in the first half.
Some fancy dribbling by Richardson there. Maybe baited the foul on Spadone. You might have to start doing that if you're Fordham. Get yourself to the line, because on the flip side, if Davidson's able to get to the line, they're going to be successful. Guys like Foster Lawyer, really good from the charity stripe. He's shooting 90.9% from the free throw line. Just goes to show what Davidson can do at that spot.
Charlton, right wing inbound to Moore. Down the right lane, throws up a wild layup, bounces it in. Khalid Moore pushes through the contact. 10-9, Davidson 12-20 to go. Lawyer gets it across half court on the block F. Double team coming, or block Wildcat, excuse me, and a foul against Will Richardson. Reaching in, and a side out for Davidson as Nowitzki and Quisenberry check in for Simbila and Moore. Patrick Kelly has also come in for the Rams. Homecoming for him, native of North Carolina. So near sideline inbound, Cochera is going to deal with this. 12-12 to go in the first half. 10-9 Davidson. Lawyer at the Wildcat logo, played by Nowitzki. Fordham in the switch everything defense. High screen from Skogman coming. Double team now shading on the right elbow for Lawyer. Kick pass Skogman, gets Kelly in the air. Extra pass, near side corner, Cochera a three. Offside iron, Kelly the rebound.
And that's what Kelly can give you defensively. Made Skogman think about taking a three, made that an ultimate decision to pass it off. Doesn't happen if Kelly doesn't pressure him at the top of the perimeter.
Near side wing, Quisenberry rolling is Nowitzki, working on Lawyer, pushes Lawyer to the ground and draws the charge on the big man. That'll send us to our next media timeout. 10 for Davidson, 9 for Fordham, 11:41 to go in the first half. Let's go to the one-on-one scoreboard with Dan Bartels.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Looking ahead to the local NHL, the Islanders are currently beating the Canadiens 3-2 with 5 minutes left in the third period. Matt Martin, Brock Nelson, and newly acquired Bo Horvat all have goals in the contest. On the other side of town, the Rangers will take on the Hurricanes tonight at 7. Looking over to the early window of college basketball games, number 5 Texas took care of West Virginia handily in Austin, Texas, beating them by a score of 94-60. Texas improved to 20-5 on the year. Looking over to the Big East, number 10 Marquette took sole possession of the Big East by taking care of Georgetown in the nation's capital this morning, beating them by a score of 89-75. Providence was knocked off by St. John 72-65. Joel Soriano had a double-double with 13 rebounds and 12 points and 10 points. The Big East matchup of the day includes 21-ranked UConn traveling over to Omaha to take on number 23 Creighton, and the score is currently 18-9 in favor of Creighton. Looking over to the Big 12, number 9 Kansas is currently in a close contest with Oklahoma at home, 60-42. Later on, 24th-ranked Rutgers is currently going to take on Illinois, and Duke is taking on number 9 Virginia tonight at 4 o'clock, who has won 10 out of their last 12 games. And later on, number 17 Indiana, who is surging, goes into Ann Arbor to look to knock off Michigan. Indiana has won 7 of their last 8 games, including big wins over Ohio State, Michigan State, and back-to-back wins against number 1 Purdue and number 24 ranked Rutgers as well. The game can be found on ESPN. With the one-on-one scoreboard, I'm Dan Bartel.
Welcome back to Belk Arena for our coverage of Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM alongside Colin Locker, and I'm Tom Cielo. 10-9 is the score. Davidson's up on the Rams with 11:41 to go in the first half, Colin, and so far it's been a relatively low-scoring affair.
It's been very stop and go, plenty of fouls. Fordham 1 of 7 from behind the arc in this one. I still feel, Tom, the name of this game is get it into the paint, be physical, be aggressive, because if they don't have it from behind the arc, they don't have it. They've proven to be that type of team all year, shooting-wise, where when they're firing on all cylinders, that's what it's going to be for the duration of the game. But there's also those contests where they have to be chippier, more physical. This might be one of those games.
And meanwhile, Colin, you mentioned getting into the paint. Fordham extremely well qualified to do such a thing. And Davidson, they're mostly known as a three-point shooting program, but they've added some size to this team. David Skogman, Reed Bailey, Sam Menenga still around.
it's size in terms of length. I believe Fordham has a more physical presence about them. Even people like Elijah Gray, Ramad Dean, Pat Kelly, different builds could help them in this game.
Foster Loyer walks this up, played by Ramad Dean near sideline. 11:33 to go in the first half. Far side is Desmond Watson. We haven't seen him in a little bit. He's back. Now Reed Bailey at the top of the circle. Kelly getting real touchy with him, and Elijah Gray's going to get called for the foul here. And him and David Skogman getting tangled up, and the officials getting real whistle happy here, Colin. Now Davidson is in the 1-and-1 penalty, so free throws from here on out until the end of the first half. Skogman, the transfer from Buffalo, the big man. His first free throw is good on the front end. 37% shooter from the three-point line, 87 from the charity stripe.
As we talked about, Davidson very good from the free throw line. Not by any means an excuse to be less physical going forward now that this is becoming a stop-and-go, foul-oriented game where everything's getting called, but just something to be weary of if you're Fordham. Don't want to continuously send them there.
So Skogman hits both. 12-9 now lead for Davidson. 11:25 to go in the first half. As Patrick Kelly will inbound for the Rams underneath the far basket. Fordham going left to right.
It's like Spadone thought about picking up Charlton full court, thought better of it, went back to that half-court set. See if Charlton can work some magic.
The Wildcat logo, now left wing for Dean. Kick pass Quisenberry around the curl. Fading is Patrick Kelly. Handoff Charlton right side wing. Kelly fades to the same spot for a three. No good. Rebound Elijah Gray. Inside goes the freshman. Sent back! Sean Logan with the rejection. Wait, hold on a second. I believe the officials may have called a foul here. Yep, they've called a foul. Elijah Gray is going to go to the free throw line.
What a surprise. Another foul. Sean Logan, New Jersey guy from Westfield, 6'10", lanky type of build. That's the kind of matchup Fordham can win, is when you go up against those lankier forwards and centers. If you have more muscle mass to your credit, which Gray does, you're going to be successful.
Gray's first free throw rolls off. The freshman also from North Carolina, so homecoming for him. 12-9 still to score, 11:03 left in the first half. Here the Davidson faithful chirping away. So he splits a pair, does Gray. 12-10 now, Wildcats up. 11 minutes to go. Loyer in the backcourt, played by Quisenberry. Accelerates to the left wing, now pulls it back momentarily. Kick pass Spadone at the top of the circle. Extra pass Watson right side wing. Driving inside on Kelly, rejected by Kelly. Elijah Gray with the rebound. Here comes the big man. On the right side wing, met by a double team, but Fordham gets it to Quisenberry, opposite wing. Charlton, sidestep, a three ball is up and good. Antrell Charlton, who struggled shooting all year, cans a step back three. 13-12 Fordham, 10:28 to go in the first.
Charlton, nice little dribble there, shakes his defender, easy step back money.
Spadone, right side wing, hands off to Loyer at the Wildcat logo. 10:15 to go.
This is the matchup I would want. We saw it momentarily. Charlton on Loyer. I want my best defender on their best ball carrier. Could be Rose, could be Charlton. For my money, given the size advantage Charlton has, I want him guarding Foster Loyer every time that ball's on the top of the key.
So a foul on Patrick Kelly. Foster Loyer draws it on him. He's sending a 91% shooter to the line. Referees, Colin, you have alluded to this. They've been calling everything. Fordham also part of their strategy to just wear the opponent down.
Definitely an interesting strategy on Fordham's end, given how good Davidson is at the line. And if you're Davidson, it is smart to try and get to the line. Foster Loyer, this is a guy that led the nation in free throw percentage. I mean, how much better can it get than that?
That's a good question. Well, we said that about Yuri Collins last year with the assists, and look at him now. 14-13 Davidson. Foster Loyer hits both. 10-10 to go in the first half. 9 fouls for Fordham to Davidson's 5. Charlton, Wildcat logo, high screen from Gray. Pulls back on the right wing, loses the handle. Lob pass inside, nearly intercepted, but a foul against Grant Huffman with the hook on Gray.
Oh, they don't like it when their guy gets called for a foul. That's the home court advantage. So you can hear these fans getting into it. They don't like that call.
Zach Riley's going to come in for Pat Kelly. Khalid Moore also checking in for Dean. Patrick Kelly providing some solid minutes for the Rams.
Definitely minutes that they needed as well. You need to start subbing in and out those big guys that can do the job under the rim for you.
Bounce past Quisenberry, and a blocking foul called against Lawyer off the inbound. So now Quisenberry will be going to the line for two. 14-13 Davidson, 9:59 to go.
DQ, 86.7% from the charity stripe. Very good on the year.
I like how you got the point, the decimal in there.
Got to do it.
Oh, you got to do it.
Got to beat it.
Quisenberry's first free throw is off. Oh. Some of the fans yelling, "Ball don't lie." A tribute to Rasheed Wallace. 14-13, still our score. Davidson up. Quisenberry's second free throw is up and good, so Fordham splits the pair. 14-all is the score, 9:59. Riley picks up full court on Lawyer, rushes down the middle, crosses over half court with a crossover. Double team from Moore and Riley coming. Lawyer gets rid of it, finds Menenga right elbow area. Desmond Watson far corner. Watson slicing down the paint. Pull up from 6 is good. Watson breaks the tie, 16-14 Davidson, 9:33 to go.
Desmond Watson, a 42.4% field goal shooter. He can hit that little mid-range shot from time to time.
Charlton, top of the circle. Quisenberry, right wing. 9:20 to go in the first half. Riley around the screen at the top. Bounce pass Moore, nearly intercepted. Kick pass far corner, Quisenberry. That's a jump shot off front of the rim. Desmond Watson the rebound. Davidson in transition. Cochera left wing. Slows it down now with the Wildcat logo at the top. Lawyer now played by Gray. Lawyer gets past Gray. Dump pass from Menenga. Ball's loose. Charlton picks it up. Here comes Fordham down the far sideline. Charlton, Quisenberry left wing. Layup in transition, and Quisenberry fights through contact. 16-all, 8:46 to go.
Good little lateral there from Charlton to Quisenberry. Gives him that little bit of room to work down low.
Lawyer opposite hand down the other end. Back and forth we go. 18-16 Wildcats.
Lawyer got the Fordham defense snoozing, was able to make them pay.
Charlton walks us up at the Wildcat logo. 8:27 to go in the first. Played by Lawyer. Bounce pass Moore at the free throw line. Trying to face up Bailey. Bounce pass off of nobody, and a turnover here for Fordham, and this one's going the other way.
Things have opened up a little bit here now, Thomas. Not quite as whistle happy. That could change, as we know. It'll be interesting to see how Fordham responds to a quicker pace of play. As such a defensive team, you almost think they would prefer those half-court sets, prefer the push and pull that we had to start the game.
Lawyer down the middle again, met by Gray and Riley. Bounce pass Menenga, ball is loose. Gray tackles Menenga, and he goes to the floor, so Elijah Gray picks up the foul. And now Menenga will go to the free throw line for the Wildcats.
There's that whistle we were talking about back again. Fordham having a little bit of a team meeting before Menenga goes to the line. Maybe trying to calm each other down, stay within themselves, don't let the moment get too big, so to speak.
So Sam Menenga, who's 9th in the Atlantic 10 in scoring, 15.5 a game, has dramatically improved since last season, as his first free throw was good for the southpaw. So Lawyer's going to sit down. Spadone comes in. Simbila's back in for Fordham. 19-16, Davidson up. 8:04 to go here in the first half. Menenga's second free throw is up and good, so 4-point lead for the Wildcats now. And Sam Menenga with his first 2 points of the day. Fordham, Charlton runs this across half court. 8 minutes to go in the first. Played by Spadone. Crossover from Charlton down the right lane. Kick pass Moore at the top of the circle. Played by Bailey. Dean on the left side wing. Fading Khalid Moore far corner. Trying to work that left baseline. Riley with a pump fake. Down the middle he goes. Shot clock at 10. A floater's off. Simbila offensive rebound. Kick out Moore. Spinning in the lane. Lays it in. spinning and winning. Khalid Moore, 2018. Davidson, 7:30 to go.
Pretty move by Khalid Moore. We've seen a couple of moves like that from him today, just finding those creases, exactly what Davidson's doing to the other end. Khalid Moore beating them at their own game.
Near side Watson, down the left lane, kick pass. Spideau near corner, now Menenga. Officials are going to blow the whistle. And we're going to have a media timeout. The officials will call this one. 20 for Davidson, 18 for the Fordham Rams. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball here on WFUV Sports.
Hi, this is Mike Breen, WFUV class of 1983. WFUV is the flagship station of Fordham Athletics with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to Saturday one-on-one. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV Sports.
Welcome back to Belk Arena here alongside Colin Lochran. I'm Thomas Aiello. Our coverage of Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM. 20 for the Rams, 18 for the Rams, 20 for Davidson with 7:17 to go here in the first half, Colin. And really, buckets have been coming at an absolute premium.
It's been one of those games that has been whistle happy. No other way to describe it. Hostile environment, even more hostile actions on the players' part, playing aggressive defense, being hostile in that sense, doing anything you can to help your team win. For Fordham, Khalid Moore has carried a lot of the weight offensively. 6 points for him so far, 3 of 4 shooting. He's been productive. When he's efficient, so is the Fordham offense, but it is hard to be efficient when it is this much of a push and pull affair.
Well, it's almost as if you're walking through a wall that just has sticky stuff and you're really grinding to get through it. And Fordham's and Davidson too really fighting for points, but Foster Lawyer and Khalid Moore both have 6 points apiece for their respective teams. But really the difference in this game, Colin, has been the bench production. I mean, Davidson's bench, they have no points yet besides David Skodman with 5. And meanwhile, for Fordham, a number of different people are trying to get some points up on the board, or at least taking shots. But again, field goals are at a premium in Belk Arena, and this place is also loud. It is loud in here.
It is very loud. The fans want to see their Cats win. And to your point about the Davidson bench, let's not kid ourselves. They have some guys that can heat up when need be. David Skogman, he already hit a 3 earlier in this one, has that ability. Connor Kochera coming off of a great game against UMass. Even someone like Desmond Watson in that starting lineup can put up points when need be and when necessary. Had that mid-range jumper earlier. Don't let him find that crease. He'll make you pay.
Well, Desmond Watson had 15 and 11 against the Rams at Rose Hill. He was the catalyst for them in that game, and Sam Menenga also dropped a double-double, 13 and 11. But Fordham held Lawyer to only 4 points that game. And you have to think the Rams' game plan is to just wear these guys down going into halftime. Both teams are in the penalty.
Have to wear them down, but make sure your bigs stay out of foul trouble. As we've been talking about, Fordham has a size advantage, a length advantage, you name it in terms of physicality. Fordham has that type of advantage in this game, but when your bigs get into trouble in terms of fouls, they might get pulled out of this game too early, in which case that type of game plan won't work. You want to put your bigs on their bigs. 9 times out of 10, Fordham's going to win that matchup. Keep those guys out of trouble, keep them in this game. You should be cooking going forward.
So there's a delay here on the floor. They are cleaning the key free throw line area on the near end towards us here at Belk Arena. Seems to be some sweat everywhere, and they're really getting that cleaning chemical down there. A number of people with towels out on the floor.
I have a feeling this is not the only time we're going to see this type of cleanup today, with everyone falling on the floor the way they have. Maybe some flopping will come as we get later into this one. such a physical game. You're going to need to do these cleanups every once in a while.
Well, it's like a slip and slide out there. But the only problem is it's February. It's not July. We're not outside. It's not 95 degrees.
Don't want to be dealing with that slip and slide in the middle of transition. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely not. That's a little scary to think about. But meanwhile, in the rest of this game, Colin, something that Fordham loves to identify is the rebounding battle. 12 rebounds to Davidson's 8. The Rams have 5 offensive boards to Davidson's 2. Also winning the defensive glass 7-6. And it's also just a matter of getting those threes to fall. Fordham right now is 2 of 10 from distance. Davidson only 1 of 3. Volume, and Davidson is a little lacking in that category.
This has been the bugaboo I've had with Fordham for quite some time. Their willingness to keep shooting from behind the arc. As you said, when you have that advantage on the glass and you have bigs that can put it back up off of offensive rebounds, there's no need to take those threes. I know Fordham can make them when they're going like they can do, but today is not one of those days. Keep it in the paint, keep it inside the arc. You're going to be all right, but the name of the game, Tom, keep that physicality up. Make sure you make Davidson pay.
So as the cleaning is just about done, they're still going. Officials heading over to various parts of the court. As you also mentioned at the top of the broadcast today, Bob McKillop being honored after the game. One of the extraordinary mid-major coaches. Steph Curry's college coach here at Davidson. And when Curry showed up at this program, it really turned things around and they took off, dominated the Southern Conference and made the move to the Atlantic 10 in 2014. And they've got a couple regular season titles and a conference tournament title.
It's a source of pride for Davidson, and why wouldn't it be? Stephen Curry, one of the most absolute dominant players in the NBA, a force to be reckoned with everywhere on the court, can shoot it from any spot. He's proud to be a Cat. The Cats are proud that he went here.
And now Sam Menenga doing some cleaning with his sneaker on the floor. This is almost as tedious as cleaning your room. He's trying to get a towel out here. So now Menenga is wandering over to the Fordham managers, and one of them hands a towel to the official. Still trying to clean up the floor, and now Menenga will finish the job. The referee takes the towel from him. Now the referee's going to finish the job at the key area.
The way this one's going, we'll know who won by Sunday, tomorrow.
See, we could be here and the Super Bowl could start. Like, that's how long this has been taking, folks, and it's not ideal. And they're still cleaning. Now they've brought out the peroxide.
Even the student section doesn't know what to do with themselves. A lot of crossed arms, hands on the hips.
They're not even holding. There's a number of cutouts here of pop culture characters. We have a Grogu from The Mandalorian. There's an Iron Man up there. And now they get the cleaning done. So Cochera inbounds far sideline in front of Keith Ergo's bench. Trying to find Menenga. Gets it to Spadone. Double team met at the far right wing. Watson in the far corner. Opposite pass, Menenga left wing. 8 on the shot clock. 7:12 to go in the first. Watson, right wing. Thought about it. Pulls up from 16. Fouled on the way up, and 2 free throws coming for Desmond Watson.
Fordham showing that willingness to double Spadone. Not sure if that's the guy you want to trap with the defense Fordham has put out there. I understand that they're trying to force a turnover there, but what happens is it opens things up for someone like Watson to get a clean look, and in which case, if you're going to stop him, you're going to foul him.
Watson's first free throw is good. 73% shooter from the line. Also 43% from the field. Very efficient. Skogman's come in for Bailey. So Davidson now utilizing their big lineup with Menenga and Skogman. And Cochera playing the 2. Watson at the 3 and Spadone at the 1. Second free throw is down for Watson. 22-18 lead for the Wildcats. 7:07 to go in the first half. Charlton inbounds. Spadone picks up full court. Quisenberry now walking this up the middle. Just crosses half court at the Wildcat logo. High screen from Gray. Switched onto by Menenga. Quisenberry around the curl. Trying to find a roll in Gray. Doesn't. Now Riley left side wing. Down the middle he goes. High off the glass. Doesn't even hit the rim. Rebound Sam Menenga.
Half-baked shot from Zach Riley there. Don't love the choice to take it down the middle. Try and find a teammate on the baseline instead of going into the paint yourself. You don't have that size advantage in this case.
Off Cochera's hands from Watson, and a turnover here for Davidson. This one goes back to Fordham, 6:30 to go in the first. Rams also have the jump ball arrow going their way with a 4-point deficit. Horrendous shooting from both teams here in the first half. Fordham from particularly three-point land. 6:24 to go. Quisenberry, top of the circle, high screen from Gray. Left side wing is Quisenberry. Extra pass Moore. Extra pass Riley, near side corner at three, well off. Gray tracks down the offensive rebound, kick out to Quisenberry, top of the circle. Down the right lane goes the graduate student. Now stops at the right block, finding Moore right wing. 6:04 to go. Moore down the middle, lays it in with a roll. Khalid Moore slashes it down, 22-25, 58 to go.
Khalid Moore has the right idea. Find some space, go towards the paint.
Spadone nearly travels it, but regains the handle. Cochera near side wing. Quisenberry plays him. High screen from Skogman, elects not to use it. Cochera, extra pass, Menenga far side wing. Now high screen from Skogman at the top of the circle. Far corner, Cochera lets one go. Rebound, Elijah Gray. Lead pass for Quisenberry, far sideline. 5:30 to go until halftime. Moore, top of the circle. Extra pass, Riley right wing. Gray, a straight on three ball. And bounces in, Elijah Gray. A gratuitous bounce. And the Rams take the lead back, 23-22, 5:15 to go.
Elijah Gray with a little bit of luck there.
Spadone, top of the circle, played by Riley, now backs up to the right wing. Leaves Menenga on the right wing alone with Gray. Davidson clears out. Menenga now finds Spadone near side wing. 10 on the shot clock, 4:57 to go. Spadone, left baseline, fading. Oh, just like Kobe, but doesn't get the shot to go. And Khalid Moore tracks the air ball down. Far corner past Charlton. Now Quisenberry with a head fake, pulls back. Shaking, baking Spadone at the left elbow, gets two in the air. Layup, no good. Rebound, Skogman. 4:35 to go. Rams clinging to a 1-point lead. And the timeout called here by Davidson. 4:31 to go in the first half. Fordham up 23-22. Been a 5-point swing for the Rams, Colin, and Davidson, however, still keeping it close.
Davidson is going to keep it close based on the virtue of they don't turn the ball over much, and when they do, it's usually a fluke. Foster Lawyer very good at ball control, and Fordham enough with the threes. Move into the paint. Elijah Gray gets very lucky with a three. Not quite his forte, only shooting 15.8% from three-point land. Not his shot, not a player that's built for that type of shot, but Appia goes in nonetheless. Keep moving it into the paint. Khalid Moore has done a fantastic job of it. You saw Quisenberry try and do it a couple of possessions prior to the timeout. Maybe try to do too much down there. That can happen too, but just keep moving it towards Davidson. Both teams in the bonus. Good things happen when you're willing to take it to the paint.
So it is interesting that we note, Colin, Elijah Gray comes in shooting 16% from distance, but he hits a three, gets a really lucky bounce. But you're absolutely correct. The lack of Davidson's size, Fordham should be able to take advantage of it, as we have a near side inbound for Foster Lawyer. It's just checked in for Davidson. Lawyer looking, near sideline, gets it to Huffman in the backcourt. 4:30 to go until halftime. Rams up 23-22. High screen coming from Menenga. Huffman met by Riley at the right side wing. Trying to feed Menenga and does on the right block. Now working on Elijah Gray, the freshman. 8 on the shot clock, kick pass. Bailey near side corner, played by Quisenberry. 5 on the shot clock. Menenga, long three from the right wing. Off back iron, ball tipped. Moore snatches it out of the air.
Fantastic contest by Elijah Gray.
And a foul here against Davidson. Khalid Moore puts Reed Bailey on his backside. The graduate student baits the youngin. Zach Riley's going to sit down for Fordham. Dean has come back in. And now Moore will head to the charity stripe.
Dean and Gray very much alike in what they can provide for Fordham defensively. Can have tough contests at the top of the key, as you saw last time from Elijah Gray on that shot from Davidson. Sort of the same thing that Ramad Dean can do. Could be helpful in this one.
So Moore at the free throw line. 76% on the year. First free throw on the front end of the 1-and-1 goes down, so it's a 2-point lead now for Fordham. 4:02 to go in the first. A lot has happened in this game, especially with fouls, as Colin has pointed out. Second free throw from Moore is good. So Fordham gets a 3-point cushion. Davidson can tie with a long ball. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Fordham picks up 94 feet. Lawyer, played by Quisenberry, at the Wildcat logo. Right side wing is Lawyer, trying to find someone open. A lot of dribbling. Bounce pass now to Skodman. Hands back off Lawyer, left side elbow. Offensive foul. David Skodman gets called for the illegal screen, and that'll send us to our next media timeout. 25-22, Fordham up on Davidson. 3:47 to go here in the first half. Let's send it back to the Rose Hill Studios for a one-on-one scoreboard with Dan Bartels.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Looking to the local NHL, the Islanders lost to the Canadiens 4-3 in overtime. On the other side of town, the Rangers will play the Hurricanes tonight after their 6-3 win over the Kraken. Heading over to college basketball, number 5 Texas took care of West Virginia 94-60. Texas improves to 20-5 on the year. 10th ranked Marquette took sole possession of the Big East by taking care of Georgetown 89-75. St. John's knocked off number 20 Providence, outlasting the Flyers 72-65. Number 22 ranked NC State improved upon their great season by beating Boston College by a score of 92-62. The Big East matchup of the day includes 21th ranked UConn traveling to Omaha to take on the number 23 ranked Creighton Blue Jays, and the game is currently out of halftime and Creighton is up 36-35 early in the second half. Looking over to the Big 12, the 9th ranked Kansas Jayhawks blew out the Oklahoma Sooners 78-55 on their home court. The Big 12 game of the week has 14th ranked Baylor visiting Fort Worth to take on the 17th ranked TCU Horned Frogs. 3rd ranked Alabama goes on the road to face the 24th ranked Auburn Tigers, and Rutgers is currently taking on Illinois, isn't up 34-30 at the half. Later on, Duke takes on number 9 Virginia at 4, who has won 10 of their last 12 games. Surging 17th ranked Indiana goes into Ann Arbor and will face the Michigan Wolverines. Indiana has won 7 of their last 8 games, including big wins over Purdue and Rutgers in back-to-back contests. The game can be found on ESPN at 6 o'clock. In the later games, number 4 Arizona travels into Stanford at 8, and number 7 UCLA will be visiting Oregon at 10. Both games can be found on ESPN as well. With the one-on-one scoreboard, I'm Dan Bartels.
Welcome back to Belk Arena here in Davidson, North Carolina for our coverage of Fordham men's basketball on 90.7 FM. Alongside Colin Loughran, I'm Thomas Aiello. And Colin, it's been a wild affair here in the first half.
Definitely one of the stranger games I've seen this season, Thomas. But for Fordham, you can't say enough about the effort that Khalid Moore has put in. 10 points, 5 boards for that young man. 2 free throw makes as well. And in a game where Davidson has taken it to the free throw line, taken it to the paint, gotten those cheap looks, Khalid Moore has done a nice job combating them by doing the same thing himself.
Charlton walks this up for the Fordham Rams. 3:44 to go in the first half. Top of the circle, high screen from Gray. Charlton swerving around, kick past Quisenberry left wing. Back to Charlton, now Moore. Fordham spaces out the floor. Still 25-22 Rams. Gray, top of the circle. Handoff Charlton, nearly loses it. 10 on the shot clock. Left side wing is Charlton. Fading is Elijah Gray. Off of Desmond Watson's leg, and this one will stay with the Rams on the side out. It's 5 on the shot clock.
5 seconds, have to get something off relatively quickly here.
You see Fordham's going to try and go for a 3. Charlton will inbound, far sideline in front of Davidson's bench. Bounce pass Moore, top of the circle. Hop step through the middle, bank shot off the glass and in. Khalid Moore running wild, 27-22 Davidson. Down the other end, Watson throws it down. (27-24) Fordham, 3 minutes to go. Charlton, high screen coming from Gray, walks this up. Fading is Gray at the top of the circle, around the screen Quisenberry. In and out dribble, now at the top, played by Menenga. Kick pass Moore. Fordham directing traffic, far corner Charlton. Fading is Moore. Kick pass Gray. Extra pass Quisenberry. Around the world he goes. Dean, far side corner at 3. Air ball and a shot clock violation against the Rams.
Not the look you want if you're Fordham there. Not the guy you want shooting a corner 3 necessarily. That Desmond Watson dunk woke this crowd up. Things have gotten increasingly louder since that slam.
Reed Bailey will inbound for the Wildcats far basket. Now Huffman playing point guard for Davidson. Charlton picks him up full court. Huffman gets across half court. 2.5 to go until halftime. 27-24 Fordham. Lawyer feeding Menenga. Played by Simbila, who's just checked in. Top of the circle, Bailey. Now back to Watson. Same spot. Works around Simbila with a pump fake. Simbila stays on his feet. Watson with a bit of space. Rebounds Simbila, and here comes Fordham. Quisenberry down the middle. Kick past Charlton. Thought about the 3. Bounce past Dean under the basket. Lays it in. Roma Dean skywalks through everybody. 29-24 Fordham. 2 minutes to go.
Charlton leads the team in assists for a reason. Nice dish there.
Dean, far side wing, playing Huffman. Kick pass. Now this is Reed Bailey, left wing. Extra pass. Watson, top of the circle, trying to find a cutter. Extra pass. Bailey near corner 3. Offside iron. Simbila tracks it down.
Great hustle by Quisenberry to go bother Bailey in the corner, make that shot harder than it might have been initially.
Fordham, now Charlton into a back down on the left block. Underneath Dean. Second cutter. Dean throws it up. No. Dean tracks the offensive board down, tipped out by Menenga. New shot clock for Fordham. Far corner. Charlton pulls a 3. Well short. Tipped around Simbila. This one will go back to Davidson. And Wildcats get another chance here.
And I know Fordham didn't score there, but I really like the hustle I saw in the possession. Ramadine following his own shot, getting an offensive board, giving them a chance to get another look at the basket. That type of hustle is what wins games in the A-10.
Abdou Simbila puts a towel to his face on the sidelines. It seems as if he got hit in the head. Maybe he's a little blood.
Hopefully not.
Now there's more issues going on, and I think the officials, there's another cleaning session on the far side of the floor. I mean, these Davidson employees are working extremely hard to keep the floor in tip-top shape.
Twice a quarter.
Twice a half.
Twice a half.
It's Bob McKillop court, and Bob is here today, so probably wise to keep his court clean. Both teams go into the huddle and have a little cleaning, but Colin, for Fordham, they've gone on a nice little 11-2 run in the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and they've gotten out to a 5-point lead.
You needed to get on a little run at some point to create some separation. Fordham doing a better job moving the ball on the Davidson defense. Not a particularly easy task for Fordham, but they've been able to find those creases in the defense, move towards the paint, get some luck on some three-point shooting. Elijah Gray hitting a big 3. Some like Romad Dean forcing the issue, moving towards the paint. Antrell Charlton really doing a nice job as a facilitator earlier in the game. Of course, where Richardson started in that role, Charlton has taken over there as the game has progressed. He's done nicely there.
Well, let's take a quick breather here, Colin. 29-24 Rams up, 1:17 to go. This is Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports.
What's up, everyone? I'm Julia Moss, one of the hosts of WFUV's women's sports podcast, All In. Join us each week as we break down everything from the WNBA, women's collegiate sports, the NWSL, and so much more. We're also joined by recurring hosts including Maddie Bamonti, Taylor Masetta, Sam Bohr, and Annabelle Watson. All In is a production of WFUV Sports.
Welcome back to Belk Arena alongside Colin Loughran. I'm Tom Masiello here on 90.7 FM, our coverage of Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports. 29-24 is the score. The Rams are up on the Wildcats. 1:17 to go here in the first half. And Colin, if you're Keith Ergo, let's start here. What are you trying to draw up to end this first half?
I'm trying to draw up something to keep pounding it home and beating Davidson at their own game. Davidson made a concerted effort to get to the line early in this one. They've been to that line 13 times. They've made 11 shots from the free throw line. If you're Fordham, you've got the guys to do that. I'm drawing up something to get your bigs in position. You have a bigger lineup out here now with both Romad Dean and Elijah Gray together with Khalid Moore. That's a lanky lineup. That's a lineup that can do some real damage down low.
Huffman walks this up for Davidson. 1:12 to go until halftime. Still a 5-point lead for the Rams. Near side wing is Huffman moving right to left. Lawyer off a curl. Down the middle he goes with a floater rejected by Moore. Ball's tipped around. Dean flies to the air, hits the deck. And a foul against the Wildcats.
You can hear that reaction. They don't like that call.
And Davidson sends Fordham to the line. Romad Dean will go to the stripe. 60% shooter on the year. His volume hasn't been there in his freshman season, but he has made a number of impressive plays, and it seems as if for Romad Dean, it's always right place, right time.
Romad Dean's going to be someone that grows into a greater role as his time at Fordham goes on.
His first free throw bricks everything.
He comes in really small bursts, has 2 points so far today, also has a board to his name. Just a big physical presence. There's a lot of diversity there that's yet to be tapped into.
60 seconds on the game clock until halftime. Dean, second free throw is up and good, so the freshman splits a pair, 30-24 Fordham. Near sideline, Lawyer walks this up for the Wildcats. Far side wing is Watson. Kick pass to Cochera. Back to Lawyer, and a side swipe drawn by Foster Lawyer on Darius Quisenberry. And now Lawyer is going to shoot some free throws. 50.8 to go in the first half.
Not the gentleman you want to send to the line. We've talked about it throughout the broadcast, Tom. 2 of 2 from the charity stripe so far today. Over 90% on the season. Foster Lawyer can hit those shots in his sleep.
His first free throw was good for Lawyer. Bailey comes in. Skogman's going to sit down. The starting lineup back out there for Davidson, or rather 4 of the 5 starters. Huffman on the bench. Lawyer's second free throw is up and good. 91% shooter, nails both. 30-26 lead now for the Rams, 50 seconds to go. Charlton walks this up for Fordham. Bounce pass Moore, left elbow extended. Played by Bailey, trying to find the backdoor cut. Quisenberry will shut off. Dean left side wing, now back to Moore. Left block, here comes a double from Menenga. Kick pass, nearly throws it away. 10 on the shot clock. Quisenberry, top of the circle. Trying to hop through. Working in on Lawyer. Right block. Quisenberry nearly walks it. Moore chucks a right wing 3. That one goes down. Khalid Moore. 33-26. 15 seconds to go. Lawyer gets across half court. Number of boos here at Belk Arena. Lawyer, far side wing. Finds Watson, right elbow extended area. Working in on Dean, goes to a back down now on the right block, turning around with the left, nothing there. Charlton the rebound, a half-court heave, and that's how the first half concludes. 33 for Fordham, 26 for Davidson. Colin, a wild first half, and it is a hostile environment right now.
Khalid Moore with a huge shot to end the half. The kid from Elmont, not particularly skilled from back there, kind of just heaved it up. Kevin Durant-esque, might I say, but it goes in, does wonders for Fordham, really puts this Davidson crowd on its heels. Fordham up 7 as we head into the final half.
33 for the Rams, 26 for the Wildcats. But let's throw it to the Rose Hill Studios with Tyler Hu for the one-on-one halftime report.
The one-on-one halftime report.
Welcome back to the Rose Hill Studios. I'm Tyler Hu, joined by Dan Bartels on the one-on-one halftime report. Fordham currently leads Davidson 33-26 at halftime, led by 15 points and 5 rebounds from graduate transfer Khalid Moore. We're going to send it over to Dan Bartels for the one-on-one scoreboard.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Looking to the local NHL, the Islanders lost to the Canadiens 4-3 in overtime. On the other side of town, the Rangers will play the Hurricanes tonight after their 6-3 win over the Kraken last night. Heading over to college basketball, St. John's knocked off number 20 Providence, outlasting the Friars 72-65. Number 22 ranked NC State improved upon their great season by beating Boston College by a score of 92-62. Number 21 ranked UConn is currently taking on number 23 ranked Creighton, and the game is knotted up at 40 and could be found on Fox. Looking over to the Big 12, the number 9 ranked Kansas Jayhawks blew out the Oklahoma Sooners 78-55 on their home court. The Big 12 game of the week has number 14 Baylor visiting Fort Worth to take on the number 17th ranked TCU Horned Frogs at 4. Number 3 ranked Alabama is on the road and facing the Auburn Tigers, with the Auburn Tigers currently up by 4 with just under 17 minutes to go. Number 24 ranked Rutgers is taking on Illinois and is up 48-47 in a closely contested game. Later on, Duke takes on number 9 Virginia, who has won 10 of their last 12, and Missouri takes on number 6th ranked Tennessee and are 13-point dogs on the road. Later on tonight, UNLV plays number 25 San Diego State, and number 15 St. Mary's takes on Portland. And in the later games, number 4 Arizona travels to Stanford at 8, and number 7 UCLA will be visiting Oregon at 10. Both games can be found on ESPN. With the one-on-one scoreboard, I'm Dan Bartels.
Thank you, Dan. Both teams struggled to shoot the ball consistently to begin the game, shades of the first matchup at the historic Rose Hill Gym, where neither team could find the bottom of the basket. However, the Rams finished the first half extremely strong, and they continue to keep up that suffocating defense that has made the Rams so successful this season. The Rams currently lead the rebounding battle 21-11, taking advantage of the size advantage. They forced a lot of turnovers. We've seen an unbelievable performance from Khalid Moore. First of all, the guy's been absolutely nails all season. 15 points, 6 rebounds. Just absolutely dominant on both ends of the floor, showing off his athleticism, his length, and even pulling out a surprise three-pointer at the end of the half. I mean, it's all, what more can you ask for? No pun intended. The guy is unbelievable. Georgia Tech transfer, coming in for his grad transfer year, and has done everything and then some for the Fordham Rams, giving Darius Quisenberry a great right-hand option, a second-hand option, just give you a stabilizing force, be the big man, a big wing, and Fordham's they start end of the half really strong. First half, both teams started off shooting terribly. Suffocating defenses or just sloppy basketball play. And speaking of sloppy, we saw a couple of timeouts here and there just to clean up the court. Very physical game, very back and forth, but Fordham has just suffocated that Davidson offense that he's usually really good, but they're in a transition year, as we mentioned, under new head coach Matt McKillop, succeeding his father, Bob McKillop, the great Bob McKillop, who coached there for 33 years. He's there at the Belk Arena today, but this doesn't look like your normal Davidson team that we've seen from the years past where they can shoot the lights out from anywhere. This is a great Fordham defensive performance, really just limiting Davidson and making Davidson's life that much harder. I mean, it's just unbelievable performance from Khalid Moore. The bench has been a little quiet, only 7 points, but they've done the dirty work, rebounded the ball well, 10 rebounds off the bench, 11 rebounds actually, 5 from Abdou Simbila, 4 from Elijah Gray, and just great performances on just doing the dirty work everywhere. Fordham really out hustling the Davidson Wildcats, and it's been a theme of Fordham basketball this season.
Absolutely, and I think something that's important to note, something I've always looked at when I look at basketball games, who's controlling the floor, and Quisenberry is doing that today. Yes, he's taking some shots that he shouldn't, but that kind of comes with the nature of his game. You know, you're not going to get 100% shooting every night from him, but he's running the floor well. He's playing off Khalid Moore too, and that's something that you need to happen. That has to happen if Fordham wants to win this game. There's no other way. They can't go into this game without Khalid Moore playing his best basketball, and he seems to be on top of his game today. And through all the waiting and all the different foul calls that we've seen that were kind of, a little tough to call here and there, but it's a rough crowd out there, and Fordham hopefully can get the job done today.
Yeah, embracing a rough away crowd. Usually we know Fordham as a home dominant team. They're 15-2, leading the A-10 at home in front of the historic Rose Hill Gym, the best student section in all of the A-10, yes, of course. But going onto the road, going to a tough arena that has seen so much success over the years. Obviously, Davidson being one of the staples of the A-10, producing legends such as Steph Curry himself, one of the greatest point guards of all time in the NBA. really impressive performance from Fordham, really showing a lot of resilience. Obviously, they couldn't really find the bottom of the basket at the beginning of the game. They're at halftime right now, shooting 41.4% from the field. Not the best, but not the worst. Could be worse. They're doing the dirty work, out-rebounding Davidson 21-11, as I mentioned. They're winning the turnover battle 5-4. They have 3 blocks to Davidson's 0. This is just another instance of Fordham's defense being so good. They lead the A10 in blocks per game with 5.1, I believe. And it's just that suffocating defense showing off that great culture led by Coach Keith Ergo, of course. And it's just unbelievable to see Fordham, playing so well against. I know Davidson's been underwhelming this year, transition year, but still Davidson. You can't take them lightly. And you got guys like Foster Lawyer, you got Sam Menenga. Foster Lawyer, one of the best point guards in the nation.
Absolutely.
The senior averages 15 points, 15.5 points per game, 4.6 rebounds and assists per game.
Foster Lawyer too is 8th in the nation in free throw percentage at 90.9.
Extremely consistent from the charity stripe. And we saw it. He's an unbelievable player. Averaged 16.1 points per game last year. Just one of these stabilizing forces. He's done a good job. He's leading Davidson in scoring with 8 points currently, 2 of 3 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. But the thing is, Fordham has let Lawyer beat them, but they haven't let Sam Menenga beat them. Menenga also tied for a leading scorer for Davidson with 15.5 points per game and 7.2 rebounds per game. He's been non-existent today. Only 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, hasn't made a shot from the field, has 2 free throws. Fordham's done a really good job limiting Sam Menenga and making other guys beat them, like Desmond Watson, who has 6 points, who's Davidson's second leading scorer. But even Watson's had to work for his points. Grant Huffman, the 4th leading scorer for Davidson, he's got 4 points. He's in foul trouble. He's starting a very key part to the Davidson equation, and he's got 3 fouls already. Fordham's forcing the issue. They play tough basketball. It's really good to see.
It's especially good to see because considering when the last time they played, it wasn't, a good thing to see. So it's good to see that we're controlling the boards 14-8 respectively, and then 6-8 offensively respectively for rebounds, and 20 to their 10. It's just that's going to be a big key. You have to grab the boards because a lot of times in a lot of these games where you kind of expect to win, I wouldn't say Fordham expects to win this game, but they feel in their hearts that they're the better team, and they are. But by the same time, it's like you have to play that way. You have to do the certain things right, and they are so far. They're shooting better, they're grabbing the boards, and they're finding open players and making plays. Yes, it's not the highest scoring game. Defense is definitely a factor here, but Fordham is up to the challenge, and they look pretty good.
Absolutely. Fordham has really just stepped up their defense. Obviously, we mentioned Fordham's one of the best defenses in the A10. This year, they've been unbelievable on that end of the floor. They have shut down Reed Bailey, who killed them last time. He had 15. He was tied for the game lead with 15 points last time against the Rams. Scored 15 of Davidson's 57. He has 1 point at half. He's made 1 free throw, 1 rebound. Hasn't done really anything. It's just a testament to hustle, hard work, and the grit that Fordham has provided today.
For sure.
And it's really nice to see because Fordham obviously has really developed themselves into a solid basketball program over the last 2 years. Last year, Kyle Neptune has 1 year here before transitioning over to become the Villanova Wildcats head coach. Keith Ergo takes over. He was associate head coach before, previously an assistant at Penn State. Villanova, he's had a great resume, but he's got his first opportunity as a head coach at the college basketball level, and he has a chance to make history for the Fordham Rams.
Absolutely.
The Fordham has not had a 20-win season since the 1990-1991 season, back when they were in the Patriot League. They are currently 19-5, and if things hold up today, they will have 20 wins, which is first time in over 30 years.
Unbelievable.
It's absolutely unbelievable. It's really good to see Fordham really getting back on the map, getting a lot of respect nationwide from reporters everywhere, seeing a mid-major team like this who may not be the most talented, but they built a culture. They built a hard-working, gritty culture that really embodies New York basketball. Just
absolutely
hustle, hard work, grit. They don't back down from anything. They play defense. They hustle. They shoot the ball. They may not be the best shooting team, but they will get to every rebound, every loose ball. They play great defense. It's really good to see Fordham really just stepping up. And, I mean, it's going to be tough, obviously. this Davidson team is still a good team. So, Dan, what are you looking for the second half of the game for Fordham to pull off this victory?
I'm looking for Fordham to get out early. They have to keep the pace. They have to play at their own pace. They can't let, especially being on the road in that hostile environment, they cannot let the fans or Davidson or anyone else dictate the game and how it should go. It should be their game, their pace, and let Davidson adjust to that. And I think that's where Fordham, we kind of saw that in the first half, but I think as they'll work into their sets, they'll figure out what they're going to do. But I think Keith Urgo is definitely making sure that they know to play at their own pace. And like you said, this is a very good Davidson team. This was a Davidson team that only lost to number 1 Purdue earlier in the year by 8.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like,
very good team.
It's like they can hang with anyone. And, their last win was against UMass, and our last win was against UMass. So it's like we're pretty even. But still, this is going to be a challenge. Fordham has to keep shooting the ball, keep relying on Khalid Moore. And Darius Quisenberry has to keep the ball in control. Don't turn over the ball because turnovers will kill you. And we've seen it. There's been multiple turnovers in this game already. And for a Fordham team that really could use a win historically, but also in the season that we're in, it's going to be very important to see how they come out of the gate and set the tempo.
Absolutely. Every win matters right now for Fordham. Currently 4th in the A10 conference with a 7-4 record in the conference, right behind 8-4 St. Louis in conference. However, they have beaten St. Louis at the Rose Hill Gym. Unbelievable atmosphere that game, and Fordham has a chance to jump up to the 3rd in the A10 after today. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough second half for Fordham. They ended the half really well. They had a 13-2 run or 14-2 run to end the half. Very strong. Started shooting the ball pretty well. Got to keep running the offense through Khalid Moore. Hopefully Darius Quisenberry finds his shot. And Fordham needs to just continue to use their size to their advantage. The problem is they cannot get in foul trouble. They have 4 players currently with 2 fouls. Rostov Novitsky, Will Richardson, Darius Quisenberry, and Elijah Gray all have 2 fouls. You got to be careful. Got to play disciplined basketball. But it's been a really good first half for Fordham, playing a tough Davidson team whose record does not really reflect who they really are. This is a very talented, well-coached team. Got to continue the momentum, and hopefully Fordham can come out of this with their 20th win of the season. But that will do it for our one-on-one halftime report here at the Rose Hill studio. We're going to send it back to Thomas Aiello and Colin Loughran for the second half.
It's 90.7 WFUV New York. Listener-supported public media from Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. On air, online, and always commercial-free.
Welcome back to Belk Arena here in Davidson, North Carolina, alongside Colin Loughran. I'm Thomas Aiello. 33 for the Rams, 26 for the Wildcats as we are about 1 minute and 30 seconds out from starting the second half. Khalid Moore, Colin, leading all scorers with 15 points. Last score of the first half, just chucked up a wild 3 and got the luck of God for it to come down and go through the net. And Fordham has all the momentum going into the second half.
Fantastic first half from Khalid Moore. He's +7 in the first half. What I'm looking for in this second half, Tom, take care of the ball if you're Fordham. 11 Fordham turnovers in the first half as opposed to only 5 for Davidson, who, as we've spoken about, knows how to take care of the basketball. You can't turn it over if you're the boys in the maroon. Also key for Fordham, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I don't care. Keep pushing it into the paint. 16 points in the paint for Fordham in the first half, only 8 for Davidson. It's a recipe for success. I know Khalid hit the wild 3 at the end of the first frame, but if you keep pushing it down Davidson's throat, you're going to be successful. And more importantly, you're going to take the crowd out of the game and demoralize these Wildcat fans.
And meanwhile, for Davidson, Foster Lawyer leads the Wildcats in scoring with 8, but only 11 total rebounds and 5 turnovers to the Rams 4. And this Davidson team is a team known for not turning the ball over. They've got 5 right now as we ended the first half.
Which is not that many considering where Fordham is in that turnover count. Still more than what is characteristic of a Davidson team. Foster Lawyer, very careful with the basketball. You see it when he dribbles up and down the court. Doesn't try and be too flashy. Doesn't try to do too much. Just keeps it with himself. Plays within the offense and looks for open teammates. He's the team leader in assists for a reason. He knows how to be the orchestrator of this Davidson offense.
So as we get set to come out of our halftime break, starting groups have returned for both units. That would be Richardson, Quisenberry, Charlton, Nowitzki, and more for the Rams. And for Davidson, Huffman, Lawyer, Watson, Reed Bailey, and Sam Menenga make up their 5. Fordham will have this basketball coming out of halftime as Quisenberry will inbound near sideline at half court. Fordham now going right to left. Watson plays the ball. Charlton at the middle of the Wildcat logo. Tries to find Charlton. Long pass, gets it to him. Charlton secures it. Second half now underway. High screen from Nowitzki. Haven't seen all that much of him. Charlton, long pass, Richardson, a far corner 3, offside rim. Rebound, Desmond Watson.
Interesting set for Fordham to start the game, going back to that initial lineup. Kyle Rose has only played 2 minutes and change in that first half.
High screen, Lawyer, backdoor pass, Huffman. Foster Lawyer with the lead assist, 33-28, 30 seconds played.
That's what Lawyer will do to you. He's a great general for that Cat team.
Charlton, top of the Wildcat logo, extra pass, Moore right wing. He's going to take the mismatch here. Back out Charlton, extra pass, Quisenberry left side wing. Back to Charlton, stops at the free throw line. Finding the mismatch, Moore, here comes a double team. Extra pass, Quisenberry, near corner 3. Yes! Darius Quisenberry makes it 36-28, just over a minute played in the second half.
DQ needed that one. That's his second make from downtown, hoping to keep it up.
Menenga straight on 3. Off the assist from Huffman, and bombs away from both teams here to start the second half. 36-31, Fordham. High screen, Charlton, played by Huffman now at the top, circling around, finding more right wing. Extra pass, Richardson, far corner, now switched onto by Lawyer. Richardson stops, nearly loses his footing. Quisenberry trying to shake and bake Huffman. 7 on the shot clock. High screen from Nowitzki. Rolling, the big man. 2 on the shot clock. Nowitzki with a 10-foot jumper. Rostik Nowitzki pulls up from 10, 38-31. Fordham with 18-10 to go.
You see him practicing that look all the time during the Rams practices. Nice to see it pay off.
Huffman bounce past Reed Bailey on the right block. Gets it in for 2. 5-point lead again now for the Rams. Just over 2 minutes played in the second. Charlton walks this up for the Rams. Wildcat logo. Horn set coming from Nowitzki and Moore. 2 high screens down the middle. Charlton puts Huffman on his backside. Nowitzki on the left block. Lays it up. Nothing there. Rebound Huffman. Cats trying to push. Near far side wing is Huffman on the left. Played by Charlton. A lot of dribbling at that top area. Now to Menenga left wing, played by Nowitzki. Huffman receives the handoff from Menenga. 12 on the shot clock. Huffman crosses over Nowitzki, shakes free, up and under move. No, Reed Bailey with the rebound. Ball's loose and Will Richardson with it. Near sideline is Charlton. Far corner Quisenberry. He'll pull a 3 ball. 2 in a row for Quisenberry in the second half.
Nice look from Quisenberry. If he's feeling it in this second half, it changes the complexion of the game for Fordham going forward.
41-33 Fordham, 16:55 to go. Huffman down the right lane, met by Charlton. Kick pass left wing and a foul called against Fordham. This one's against Antrell Charlton. David Skogman comes in for Menenga. Cochera is going to come in for Watson. So Matt McKillop going to his bench as Elijah Gray has come in for Nowitzki. 16:50 to go. Fordham up 41-33.
Quisenberry up to 11 points on the day. He's hit 2 threes, a couple mid-range J's as well. If he's starting to get cooking, Fordham could be in the driver's seat, but you have to make sure to stifle Davidson.
Huffman, top of the circle, played by Charlton. Lead pass for Bailey on the right elbow extended. Drives the right baseline, pushes Gray off. And a foul called by the officials. Elijah Gray went up with Reed Bailey. And now the freshman will go to the free throw line for 2.
And that was just an example of Bailey beating him to the baseline. If you're Elijah Gray, you have to keep your feet in front of him. Don't let Bailey get the angle, because if you do, you're going to get into foul trouble and give him 2 easy shots at the line.
So Reed Bailey's going to the line, 70% on the year. Averages 6 points and 3 rebounds on the season. One of the more fascinating freshmen in the Atlantic 10.
His father played basketball at Navy and Pitt, so comes from a basketball household, has continued that at Davidson.
The first free throw rolls off for Bailey. Generally packed arena here at Belk, Bob McKillop Court. Very cool aesthetic as well, Colin, I do have to say. Like the lighting.
You've got the cat at center court as
Yeah,
well.
it's pretty cool. Both free throws missed for Bailey. Elijah Gray rebounds the ball. Richardson walks this up, 16:30 to go in the second half rather. 41-33 Fordham.
Richardson versus Lawyer at the top of the key. Let's see who wins that battle.
Extra pass, Quisenberry around to Curl. Steps back straight on three. 3 in a row for Darius Quisenberry. The kitchen's on fire, 44-33 Fordham, 16:08 to go. High side, Huffman. Now Lawyer, played by Richardson. Grad student versus the freshman. Gets Richardson in the air with a pump fake. Pretty pump fake from Foster Lawyer, 44-35 Fordham.
He had Richardson dancing. That little pump fake was all Lawyer needed to do. That's someone that's been around the block offensively.
Charlton puts Cochera on his backside. Left-handed layup down the middle. Antrell Charlton enters the fun, 46-35 Fordham. Huffman, right side wing, shaking free of Gray, spinning in the lane. Quisenberry intercepts. Sleight of hand, 3-on-2 transition. Quisenberry straight on three. Heat check, no good. Rebounded by Lawyer.
Even with the miss, you want DQ taking that shot. There's been times throughout the course of this year where he's looked a little bit timid. Nice to see him going up confidently.
46-35, still the score. Rams are up. 15-10 to go. Skogman, top of the circle. Cochera, handoff near corner. This is Huffman. Lead pass for Skogman in the middle of the paint. Working off a double team. The foul on the floor against Fordham. This one will send us to our first media timeout of the second half. 46 for the Rams, 35 for Davidson. 15:01 to go in the second half. You're listening to Fordham Men's Basketball on WFUV Sports.
Hey everybody, Sam Davis here. Check out WFUV Sports on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at WFUV Sports, and Instagram at WFUV_sports. There you can find all of our content from our beat reporters covering all the New York professional sports, as well as clips and full shows from One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. For everything WFUV Sports, follow us on our socials.
Welcome back to Belk Arena alongside Colin Lochran. This is Thomas Aiello, and the YMCA is broken out here at Belk Arena. Fordham up 46-35 over Davidson. 15:01 to go in the second half, Colin, and Darius Quisenberry is on fire right now, hitting 3 of his last 4 threes.
He's taking control in the second half. To put everything into the greater context, he went 1 of 10 from the field the last time these two teams met and went 0 of 7 from three-point land in that one. Nice to see Darius Quisenberry starting to heat up. If he's going to connect like that from behind the arc, it changes how you view this game going forward. It changes how Fordham's guards are able to work. It changes the amount of pressure, or lack thereof, that's put on the bigs down low. Quisenberry connecting from outside is something Fordham's been waiting on all year. He's still the team's leading scorer, but it's been gritty points. It's been trips to the free throw line. This is really one of the first times this year where that jump shot looks clean.
Meanwhile, for the Rams as well, Khalid Moore with 13 points, 6 rebounds, but Fordham really driving it home, Colin, as you said, with the three-point shooting. They're now 7 of 20 from range. Meanwhile, Davidson only 2 of 7. We're about 5 minutes in the second half, and they don't even have 10 attempted threes yet, and that's a huge credit to Fordham's defense.
And the three-point shooting, to your point about Fordham, was unexpected. In the first half, very much a push-pull game, a lot of paint points, as we mentioned, 16 paint points. The three-point shooting is a pleasant surprise for the Rams here. If they can shoot like that, they're going to be able to put the Cats on their heels for the duration.
So Abdou Simbila's come in. He's got a gigantic Band-Aid over his left eye. Seems to be all right as Lawyer inbounds underneath the far basket. Menenga now right wing extended. Hands off for Lawyer. Long three. Got it. Buster Lawyer nails the three. 46-38. Fordham's up. Charlton walks this down the middle. Gets across half court. Points for a screen from Zimbila on the left side. Kick pass Quisenberry, top of the circle. Down the left lane he goes. Eats contact. Lefty layup. No. Tipped around. Charlton saves it. Bounce pass out. Rose, far corner at three. Silences the crowd. 49-38 Fordham. 14:23 to go. Menenga, top of the circle. Far corner, this is Huffman, played by Quisenberry. Now Kochera, played by Simbila in that far left corner. Skogman, left wing, trying to find someone. Takes it off the bounce, played by Khalid Moore. Shot clock down to 10. Lawyer met by a double team. Long pass, opposite corner. Huffman chucks up a three. Off front rim, Charlton a rebound. 13:57 to go. Fordham up 49-38. Moore, right at wing. Finding Simbila, right block. Double team coming. Extra pass, Moore saves it somehow right to him. Through everybody, layup no good. Rebound by Grant Huffman.
Khalid Moore, a gritty look in the paint there. Not a pretty look by any stretch, but gritty nonetheless.
Huffman, top of the circle. Kick pass Kochera, left corner. Now to Skogman, left block area. Quisenberry on him, no help coming. Quisenberry hits the deck. Skogman underneath of the left hand is good. Matt McKillop running the sidelines, pleading for a blocking foul, but doesn't get it. Rams still up 9, 13-17 to go.
Skogman just plowed into Quisenberry.
Wait, I believe we're going to have a... Matt McKillop is letting the official have it.
Quisenberry definitely in the way of Skogman on that last possession, but Skogman let him have it down low. You just saw sheer size against will on the part of Quisenberry.
Matt McKillop also getting his money worth. Khalid Moore comes out. In comes Elijah Gray for Fordham. Charlton walking this up for the Rams, directing traffic. 13-10 to go in the second. Horns set, high screens again. Charlton at the top, trying to shake Lawyer. Far corner Rose. Extra pass Gray. Straight on three for the freshman. Goes down, Elijah Gray. 52-40 lead for the Rams, 12:54 to go.
Fantastic look for Elijah Gray.
Huffman, right wing, met with a double team of Charlton and Simbila, and a foul called against the Rams on the floor. This one's going to go against Abdou Simbila.
Elijah Gray having himself a day. 7 points, 5 boards, 2 made threes now. Pretty much about as versatile a day as you could hope for from the freshman.
Keith Ergo furiously pacing the sidelines, clenching his fists in anger. Desmond Watson inbounds near sideline out. Charlton playing him. Now Skogman with the ball. 20 on the shot clock. 12:45 to go. Fordham up 12. Skogman hands off Menenga, top of the circle, down the middle of the lane. Extra pass, Kochera, far corner. Nice pass from Menenga to Kochera. 52-43, Rams are up. Here comes the crowd. Charlton, top of the circle, double screen. Quisenberry, left side wing, played by Watson. Rose, far side wing, now played by Kochera. Extra pass, Gray, far corner three, no good, rebound by Kochera. Lawyer, far sideline, accelerates, pushes off of Gray, and a foul against the freshman.
Crowd getting jittery here. Student section on their feet.
Gray and Simbila come out for the Rams. Nowitzki and Moore are back. So blocking foul called against Fordham. Now they're up 9. 12:03 to go. So Kochera will inbound far sideline adjacent to the Davidson bench. Finding Lawyer. Pops free for a moment. 12 minutes to go. Far side wing, this is Lawyer moving left to right with Davidson. Menenga playing Nowitzki left block area. Nowitzki hits the deck, and a blocking foul called against Fordham. This is against Rostik Nowitzki. And this will send us to our next media timeout. 52-43, Fordham's up. 11:52 to go here in the second half. Let's go back to the Rose Hill Studios for a one-on-one scoreboard with Dan Bartels.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
In the local NHL, the Islanders lost to the Canadiens 4-3 in overtime. On the other side of town, the Rangers will play the Hurricanes tonight after their 6-3 win over the Kraken last night. Capitals are currently playing the Bruins, with the Capitals up 1-0, and the game can be found on ABC. Knicks Nets. The Knicks will be looking to play the Nets tomorrow after coming off their loss against the 76ers last night. Heading over to college basketball, third-ranked Alabama is on upset alert in a tightly contested game against Auburn, currently losing with 59 with 7 minutes left in the second. The first of two ranked matchups today has number 23 Creighton currently tied with the 21st ranked UConn Huskies, tied at 54 with 2 minutes to go. The game can be found on Fox. 24th ranked Rutgers is currently taking on Illinois and is up 48-47 in a closely contested game. The second of two ranked matchups has the Big 12 game of the week with number 14 Baylor visiting Fort Worth to take on the 17th ranked TCU Horned Frogs at 4. Duke and number 9 Virginia just tipped off, and earlier in the day, St. John's knocked off number 20 ranked Providence, outlasting the Friars 72-65. With the one-on-one scoreboard, I'm Dan Bartels.
Welcome back to Belk Arena here for our coverage of Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports. Colin Loughran, Thomas Ayala, we're here with you this wonderful Saturday afternoon. Rams up 52-43 over the Wildcats. 11:52 to go here in the second half, Colin, and it's been a back-and-forth affair. Fordham went on a huge run, and now Davidson has hit 4 of their last 5, 3 of their last 4 from deep.
Davidson changing their MO just a little bit, trying to work Fordham back into their own paint, get their bigs into foul trouble and send themselves to the line. We saw that very heavy in the first part of this game, in the first half. They kind of turned off that section of their brains for a while there, went more jumper happy. Now back to that initial plan of force Fordham bigs to play some solid defense and try and get them into foul trouble at the same time. Working for Davidson so far on the quarter, only being outscored by Fordham by 2 points. In terms of field goal margin, Fordham outshooting Davidson by less than 1% on the game, so they're trying to get consistent looks in the paint, and if they can't get that, they at least want to bait Fordham into fouling them so they go to the charity stripe for 2.
One of the keys as well on the road is to keep the crowd out of it, and they've rumbled a little bit here, but for the most part, Fordham has found a way to balance it. 11:52 to go. Inbound, Menenga left elbow extended. Hands off Foster Lawyer. Double team met by Nowitzki and Khalid Moore. Crossing over, double team still there. Rose nearly intercepts it from the pass for Watson near side corner. 9 on the shot clock. Watson's in trouble. Right block. Tries to get through Rose. Nothing there. Rose the rebound. Fordham kicking up the pace. Quisenberry all the way to the rim. Lays it in. 54-43 Fordham. 11:25 to go.
DQ in transition is a sight to behold. Nice play there from the graduate guard.
Skogman, right block area, working on Nowitzki. Hands up for the big man. Left hand no, and a foul called against Rostik Nowitzki. Keith Ergo does not like it. So that's going to be Nowitzki's 4th foul. Abdu Simbila, during our break, went to the locker room with one of the trainers to try and patch up that Band-Aid area over his left eye that we saw earlier. Skogman's first free throw is up and off.
A little bit of a boxing match here at Davidson, Tom. Got to take care of that eye, get that patched up, get back into the ring. If you're Simbila, Gray and Nowitzki both with 4 fouls. 4 fouls. If those guys get into trouble, Simbila's going to get his number called.
Second free throw goes down for Skogman. 54-44 lead for the Rams, 11:11 to go. Fordham has committed 7 fouls. Davidson has committed none in the second half. Left elbow extended more. Now Quisenberry in the same spot. And wrap up here under the basket. As right as I say that, Huffman gets called for the foul.
Crowd didn't like that call. They are vocal. I will give them that. People say New Yorkers are vocal. They're putting New Yorkers in their place here, just yelling and screaming. Got to give the North Carolina crowd some credit where credit is due.
So Gray checks in for Nowitzki. As Colin mentioned, both bigs playing with 4 fouls, and Ergo's going to roll the dice. Moore, left elbow extended, working on Skogman. Double team coming, on the right block is Moore, and now a foul against Skogman. 10:54 to go. Rams are still up 10.
Foster Lawyer calling his team together in the huddle, maybe trying to talk them down a little bit, keep everyone calm in the loop.
Charlton will inbound. Khalid Moore, right elbow extended. Spinning in the lane again. Trying to go over Skogman. Bodies into him. Ball is off and rebounds by Kochera. Kochera played by Rose full court. Rose almost falls down. Double team now met by Moore and Rose. And a foul against Fordham. This one will go against Khalid Moore. And the ball deflected out, almost took out a fan. Rose makes sure the fan's all right. 10:37 left here in the second. So Kochera will go to the free throw line. Davidson again in the penalty, now with 10:37 to go in the second.
Kochera, a quiet day comparatively. Only 3 points for him. Had that 29-point outburst against UMass last week.
Rolls in the first free throw. So now a 9-point lead for Fordham. One more coming. Spadone and Bailey are going to come in for Davidson at the next buzzer. This one's off. Khalid Moore the rebound. Fordham working with a 9-point cushion. 10:30 to go in the game. Charlton, left side wing for Quisenberry. Double screen coming off a wrap. Quisenberry pulls up straight on 3. Got it again! The kitchen is engulfed in flames for Darius Quisenberry, 57-45.
Good shot selection, didn't try and do too much. Little crossover dribble makes way for a nice look.
Lawyer hits the deck and a foul against Kyle Rose. Sorry to cut you off, Colin. 10:09 to go in the second. That's his third foul for Rose.
Quisenberry now with 19 on the day. 7 of 14 from the field. 4 of 9 from three-point land. A step up from his last performance against UMass, which we talked about. He got to the line a lot in that, was not efficient from the field. A little bit of that efficiency we've been looking for today.
Lawyer's first free throw goes down. 57-46 lead for the Rams. 10:09 to go in the game. Foster Lawyer trying to put his team on his back. Second free throw is up and good. Almost a sure thing is Foster Lawyer from the free throw line. It's a 10-point lead now for the Rams. Charlton played full court by Spadone. Near sideline, handoff Quisenberry. 20 on the shot clock. Quisenberry at the top again with Menenga on him. Kick pass, Will Richardson's come back in. Charlton, far side wing. Double team coming. Trying to find the extra pass. Quisenberry, shot clock at 9. Quisenberry, step back, near corner 3. Off back iron. Rebound Desmond Watson. Quisenberry hits the deck. Davidson has numbers for a moment. Watson left wing. Inside dump pass. Sent back by Khalid Moore. The last second bailout on defense. Moore with the rescue. And Davidson will have this one underneath the far side basket.
Khalid Moore just swatted away. Came up from behind him. Good IQ play there.
Watson inbound. Long pass out Spadone, played by Khalid Moore. Far side wing Lawyer at the Wildcat logo. Rolling Menenga to the basket. Lays it up and off. Tipped around Elijah Gray the rebound. Menenga with a point blank miss. Quisenberry down the middle. Far side wing trying to hand it off to somebody. Moore, extra pass. Charlton near side corner on the left. Kicks Moore down the left baseline. Spinning in the again in the lane. Khalid Moore with the spin cycle again. 59-47 Fordham. Lawyer down the right lane. Kick near corner. Bailey at 3. Nobody there to contest. 59-50 Rams up. 8:55 to go.
6'11" guy raises up for the corner three. It's going to go in 9 times out of 10. Don't let him have that look.
Spadone, chest-to-chest defense on Charlton at the Wildcat logo. Down the right lane goes Charlton. Pulls back, now Moore at the top. Richardson, left side wing, feeding Gray, left block. Kicked out, Charlton, extra pass, near corner, Quisenberry to the right lane, hits the glass, hits the deck hard, offensive board, Moore. Shot clock resets, Quisenberry, far corner, 3, off front iron, rebound, Spadone. And a foul against Quisenberry. Davidson will go back to the line. It's Fordham's 10th. Rams still holding on to a 9-point lead, 8:22 to go.
Single-digit game now. It all comes down to details. Play defense carefully. Still be physical. You have to be careful. Don't commit any stupid fouls. Don't send Foster Loyer to the line.
First free throw is in. 22 team fouls right now for Fordham to Davidson's 12.
Not a winning recipe. Somehow Fordham still on top.
Second free throw is good for Loyer. Wildcats now down 7, 8:22 to go. Bailey sits down.
Fordham has benefited from having that second option at scorer earlier in the game. Davidson got offensive contributions from everybody. As of late, it's just been the Foster Loyer show. He's got 17 points. Meanwhile, Fordham, Moore and Quisenberry together have both been primary scoring options, helping the Rams take a lead. Hopefully they preserve it here, but Davidson knocking on the door. This crowd is into it.
Charlton, Wildcat logo. Top of the key, Khalid Moore. Tries to move on Skogman with a pump fake, kick out, Richardson, 9 on the shot clock, 8 minutes to go. In and out dribble, kick pass, Charlton, near side corner, 5 on the shot clock, working inside. Quisenberry loses it out of bounds. Davidson basketball. Sends us to our next media timeout, 59-52 Fordham, 7:53 to go. The Wildcats on a huge 5-0 run. You're listening to Fordham men's basketball on WFUV Sports.
Hey everyone, this is Jack Curry, WFUV class of 1986. WFUV is your home for all things Fordham athletics, with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to One-on-One, the Saturday sports call-in show. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV Sports.
Welcome back to the Belk Arena here, Bob McKillop Court in Davidson, North Carolina, alongside Colin Lochran. I'm Thomas Aiello. Huge update for you. Abdou Simbila has come running out of the locker room with an ice pack over his left eye. And right now it's 59-52 Fordham, 7:53 to go here in the second half, Colin, and Davidson making a run.
They're going to need Abdou Simbila, those Rams. Davidson has been to the free throw line 25 times today. When you look at what Fordham's done right, it's been rebounding, it's been second chance points. Fordham leading the rebounding margin 29-20. Second chance points, similar marks above that of Davidson's. What they've done incorrectly has been the fouls. Foul trouble leading to some easy looks at that charity stripe. You can't have that happen down the stretch here. The crowd is into this game. When that happens, the road team has a tendency to make some stupid mistakes, commit some stupid fouls. You cannot have that be the case as we head towards the final 7 minutes of change in this one.
Well, you mentioned the fouls, Colin. Rostik Nowitzki and Elijah Gray both with 4 fouls. It is yet to be determined if Abdou Simbila is going to step foot on the court with this ice pack over his head. Will Richardson, Darius Quisenberry, and Kyle Rose have 3 fouls each. So you have to wonder how Keith Ergo is going to play this rotation. And one of those pieces that he's going to throw in is Zach Riley. So he's going to give Fordham a little bit of a breather here.
And if you're Davidson, you have to be wondering who that second big scorer is going to be. Right now, Foster Lawyer with 17 points, but the next best scorer on this team is David Skogman, a big who's not supposed to be a scorer by nature. He's got 8 points. Maybe someone like Reed Bailey or Sam Menenga, who's tied with Lawyer on the year for the most points per game, will step up.
Watson inbounds underneath the near side basket, 7:50 to go. Lawyer picked up by Riley full court. Lawyer works to the right side wing. Menenga fakes the screen, near side corner, Spadone. Moore tried to go for it, met by a double team in the paint, lays it in with the left hand. Wildcats down 5, 7:33 to go. Charlton walks this up, played full court by Spadone. Quisenberry at the Wildcat logo, 7:20 to go. High screen from Gray, Moore right wing. Finding Charlton at the free throw line, met by a double. Quisenberry, left wing three. Boom! Ooh, just off, in and out. Almost went for the kaboom. Rebound by Desmond Watson. Wildcats with a chance to have serious momentum. All the way to the rim! Desmond Watson chops it down to 3. Timeout called by Fordham.
You can hear that. Everybody on their feet at Belk Arena now. Fordham letting their guard down, letting Davidson have some cheap chances in the paint. That last one by Desmond, not heavily contested by any stretch of the imagination. Part of that might be timidness. You don't want to send him to the line, but you don't want to give him an easy look either.
So it's a huge swing, a 9-0 run for Davidson. Rams up 3 with 7 minutes to go until the end of this game, Colin. And for Davidson, they've kept Fordham in check with the three-point shooting. Fordham has won for their last 5 of threes, and Davidson on a huge 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Davidson has sped things up offensively. They're getting Fordham out of breath. They're getting them off balance. That's when you start to commit fouls. If you're Fordham on offense now, slow it down. Give your guys a second to collect themselves, get everything going correctly. That way on the defensive end, you're not winded by the time you get down there, because as we've seen, Lawyer is content to go coast to coast and try and dish it off the last second for an easy layup or a slam dunk.
Desmond Watson with a huge momentum swing before our timeout, coming down full court with a layup. Nobody was in the paint to contest it. And now the Wildcats down 3 with 7 minutes to go, but as you mentioned earlier, who's going to help Foster Lawyer out with the scoring? He's got pretty much all the points for Davidson. He's got 15 of the 50. Nobody else has touched 10 yet.
The way that the game has sped up, it's going to have to be someone that's very good in transition for Davidson. Desmond Watson fits that bill. However, if Fordham collapses into the paint and says, all right, you're going to have to beat us outside on that three-point line, someone like Reed Bailey or even Sean Logan or Grant Huffman will be the ones to step up for the Wildcats. That's only if Fordham is willing to give up that 3 for the sake of guarding in the paint. But if you keep getting beat in transition, it's a non-issue. If you get back, pack the paint, someone's going to have to beat you outside, in which case that renders Desmond Watson moot, and someone else other than Lawyer will have to step up.
So Keith Ergo is going to try and calm the troops down. Davidson, Matt McKillop wants his guys total opposite. He wants them to get fired up. So as we come out of this timeout, Rams still up 3, 7 minutes to go. Rams have committed 10 fouls. Davidson only has committed 2. So if you're Fordham, you need a basket, and you need it quickly, because this crowd can get into it in a matter of seconds.
You need something that's going to silence the crowd. Doesn't have to be a three-pointer. It would be nice. They have been able to flip that switch, so to speak, in this second half. Much better than the first half from downtown. Fordham 6 of 12 in the second half, as opposed to just 4 of 15 in the first half. Perhaps Quisenberry or even someone like Antrell Charlton could hit one from three-point land.
Abdu Simbila has checked in, another Band-Aid over his left eye. Rose gets across half court at the block Wildcat logo. Handoff Quisenberry, left side wing. High screen coming from Simbila. Charlton, right side wing. Available man is Khalid Moore, 10 on the shot clock. Rose, left side wing. Quisenberry nearly loses it, 5 on the shot clock. Quisenberry down the middle. Steps back, a two-pointer off the rim. And a foul on the floor against Davidson. Sam Menenga chewing out Nikhil Spadone. Desmond Watson says enough of that. So Fordham will have this underneath the basket in a fresh 20 as Nowitzki comes in for Simbila. Charlton inbounds. Around the screen comes Quisenberry, nothing there. Nowitzki hits the official, and this one will stay with the Rams. Near side out now. Rose is going to deal with this one.
Rostick tried to corral that one towards the top of the perimeter, just couldn't squeeze the pumpkin, so to speak.
Kick pass, Charlton, far right wing. Left elbow, Jay. Well short, Watson a rebound. 6:18 to go, Rams still up 3. Lawyer, the middle of the floor, played by Charlton closely. Double team met by Lawyer, tangled up. Rostick Nowitzki tackles Lawyer, and a foul here against Fordham.
Rostick Nowitzki almost going for the football play there. Perhaps thought the ball was going to be jarred loose and was making a play for that. The crowd doesn't like it. They want to tech.
So Nowitzki's fouled out. That's his 5th. Receiving a shower of boos. Simbila comes back in for Fordham. So beyond Simbila, it's Elijah Gray, and then Pat Kelly is your emergency 5 if you're Keith Ergo. So Lawyer will go to the free throw line. Fans' displeasure of the officiating today certainly hasn't been perfect for either team. The Lawyer will go to the free throw line, has not missed yet today. First free throw is good. 9 of 9. Rams holding on to a 2-point lead, 6:08 to go. Make it 1. Rose inbounds under the far basket. Finding Charlton. Fordham trying to break the press. Handoff Charlton, Wildcat logo, 5:58 to go. Fordham scoreless the last 3 minutes. Moore straight on 3 ball. Got it to go! Khalid Moore shuts the crowd down, 62-58. Rams with some breathing room.
Khalid Moore from the top of the key. Nice 3-pointer.
Lawyer met by another double team, Rose and Simbila, and a foul again against the Rams. This one against Abdu Simbila. Rose almost talked to the official, looked at him, almost gave him a tech. That's the second foul for Simbila. 5:37 to go. Rams holding on to a 4-point lead.
Very chippy call there. Not one you see too often this late in the game, but the refs have been whistle happy all day long.
Lawyer now 11 of 11 from the free throw line. It's that first 3-point lead again. Second free throw goes up and it is good. Automatic for Foster Lawyer. 2-point lead for the Rams. 5:37. 3 Rams in the backcourt. Rose brings it up. Played by Spadone. Gets across half court. Finds Charlton at the Wildcat logo. Charlton trying to make a move. Bounce past Quisenberry, left side wing. 5:19 to go. High screen from Simbila. Quisenberry kicks Charlton, left side wing, 7 on the shot clock. Rose near corner 3, well short. Spadone the rebound. Lawyer far sideline, accelerates in the left lane, ripped away. Simbila takes it up ahead. Quisenberry running the floor, layup with the right hand, counted and one.
Quisenberry in traffic, beautiful finish. Still on the ground.
He's on his stomach and pops right back up. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to an incredible, incredible basketball game.
Fordham needed that one. Big time. You needed a basket to kind of stop Davidson's momentum, calm things down. Helps that it's in traffic, really takes the crowd out of it for a split second. makes it the case that now Fordham is back in control momentarily. Crowd silenced.
So Quisenberry goes to the free throw line for one more. He's trying to get his headband in order, and referee's making sure he's okay. He took a huge tumble. Rams up 4. 4:54 to go in the game.
Got to make sure the headband's okay, though. Above all else, got to have that style on the court.
Lone free throw is off. Simbila offensive rebound. 3 Wildcats there. Layup is good for Abdu Simbila and hops over Sam Menenga.
There's that size advantage. Abdu Simbila, a big, strong man. Menenga around the same height, but just a lot lankier. Simbila able to outwork him under the boards.
66 for the Rams, 60 for the Wildcats. Fordham bench chanting defense. Quisenberry hits the deck on a blocking foul drawn by Desmond Watson. 4:29 to go in the second.
After 25 fouls, they ought to have to forfeit.
25 fouls now committed by the Rams. Desmond Watson will go to the stripe. Watson is 73% shooter, as we mentioned earlier. 2 of 2 today. He's got 8 points and 7 rebounds.
Desmond Watson, the kind of guy in the future that could be a double-double machine. Scoring could see an uptick towards the latter part of this season, but the board count is there, and it will continue to be there because he is such a dynamic player.
He's one of those unique tall guards, Colin. You're absolutely correct. Watson's second free throw is good. It's back to a 4-point lead for the Rams, 4:29 to go. Charlton across half court. Bounce pass Moore, left elbow. Working on Skogman. Hits a wall of Menenga and Skogman. Near side wing Quisenberry. 4:10 to go. Shot clock down to 10. Quisenberry on the left block. Kick out. Charlton far wing. Chucks up a 3. Off back iron. Simbila tips it around. Moore pokes it free. Simbila loses track. Watson in pursuit. All the way. Rose with a huge effort. Pokes it free, and this one will stay with the Wildcats on the far end. Kyle Rose, a Herculean effort to slow the fast break down. 66-62. Fordham's up. 3:57 to go in the second half. Everyone hold on to your hats, folks, as we're going to throw it to a quick one-on-one scoreboard with Dan Bartels.
The one-on-one scoreboard.
Looking inside the Atlantic 10, Loyola Chicago is currently knotted up with the Richmond Spiders at 13 with just over 12 minutes to go in the first half. On the ice, the Islanders lost to the Canadiens 4-3 in overtime. On the other side of town, the Rangers will play the Hurricanes tonight, coming off their 6-3 win over the Kraken. The Washington Capitals are currently squaring off against the Boston Bruins, with the Capitals up 1-0. The game can be found on ABC. Looking to the NBA, the Knicks lost 119-108 in brutal fashion last night to the 76ers, and will look to bounce back tonight as they play the Jazz at 7:30. The Nets will look to continue their winning ways as they get a chance themselves versus the 76ers tonight at 6. Both New York teams will play each other Monday night at MSG at 7:30, a matchup all New York will be watching. And on a national scale, the Warriors play the Lakers tonight at 8:30 on NBC. Heading over to college basketball, number 3 ranked Alabama beat Auburn by a score of 77-69, improving their case as a 1 seed. The first of 2 matchups today had number 23 Creighton beating the 21st ranked UConn Huskies by a score of 56-53. Number 9 ranked Kansas blew out Oklahoma at home, and 24th ranked Rutgers outlasted Illinois 69-60. Duke and number 9 Virginia just tipped off, with Virginia up early over the Blue Devils. The second of 2 ranked matchups has the Big 12 Game of the Week with number 14 Baylor visiting Fort Worth to take on number 17 ranked TCU Horned Frogs, and that game just tipped off as well. With the one-on-one scoreboard, I'm Dan Bartels.
Welcome back to Belk Arena, the final 3:57 between Fordham and Davidson. The Rams up 66-62. And if you're just joining us, you missed quite a bit. Huge and one from Darius Quisenberry, Abdu Samila. Huge offensive rebound and putback, Colin. And this game has had every single element you could ask for in college basketball.
It's been back and forth. The environment has been fantastic. Fordham starting to show a little bit of slippage. Davidson out shooting them in the second half. Davidson shooting 66.7%, Fordham only at 46.4%. Should be interesting to see if Fordham can stop the offensive bleeding and get some balls going to the bucket as the game comes to a close.
Menenga left elbow extended off the inbound, 3:54 to go. Menenga trying to back down Simbila left lane. Big body on big body. Menenga wins the battle. 2-point lead again for the Rams, 3:45 to go. Bounce pass, Moore, top of the circle. Played by Skogman. Moore, down the lane he goes on the right side. Met by a triple team. Lawyer throws it off of Charlton. This one stays with Fordham. Officials gather here for a quick discussion. They're going to change the call. Davidson basketball.
Will Richardson back in for the Rams, putting the freshman in with 3:29 to go in the game. Will be fascinating to see how the kid from Teaneck responds.
Lawyer gets the inbound, 3:28 to go. Tries to get across half court. Huffman on the other side, plays catch with Lawyer, steps back, throws it. Intercepted by Antrell Charlton. Far side wing Charlton. Kick pass Richardson, far right wing, back to Charlton at the Wildcat logo. 3:10 to go. Horns set again on the top. Charlton, Moore, straight on three. In and out. Simbila fighting for it. Rebound, Huffman. Davidson with a chance. Cross half court comes Lawyer. Right side, off the foot of Lawyer. Back to Fordham.
Superb defense by Kyle Rose on Foster Lawyer. Picked him up around half court, stayed with him, kept his feet in front of him, eyes concentrated on the chest, didn't let him shake him.
Quisenberry back in for Fordham. Still a 2-point lead for the Rams, 2:43 to go. Charlton receiving instructions from Keith Ergo. Now Quisenberry at the Wildcat logo. Skogman preventing a screen and a foul against Skogman. no basket counts, but Quisenberry with a nice up and under move. And this one will stay with the Rams underneath the near side basket.
What the heck's wrong with you? He can't run through it.
So Charlton will inbound this one. Fordham in a box formation. Lawyer off the ball. Lob pass Moore. Left elbow extended. Played here by Skogman. Moore, kick out, Charlton. Rose, far side corner, played by Watson. Rose down the right lane. Extra pass, Charlton, near side corner, gets Huffman in the air. Underneath, Rose and Simbila, and this stays with Fordham again. Boy, that looked close, Colin.
Very close indeed. Crowd didn't like the call. What else is new this afternoon? Fordham will maintain possession, it appears. Only 7 seconds left on that shot clock, Tom. You're going to have to work fairly quickly here. I would be paying attention to DQ Darius Quisenberry. He's had the hot hand in the second half.
Long pass, Quisenberry at the top of the key. 5 on the shot clock. Quisenberry spins, wild layup, nothing there. Simbila, another offensive rebound. The big man rips it down. Ball's tipped around. He gets another one. Quisenberry left wing. Bounce pass underneath. Moore eats the contact and goes to the free throw line. A chance to put 2 more points on the board. 2:03 to go. 2-point lead for Fordham.
Really smart pass from Darius Quisenberry. Had the ball around the elbow. Went towards the paint, towards that center of the paint. Saw Khalid Moore in the corner of his eye. Just kind of slipped it in there towards the baseline. Even smarter play by Moore to do a little shuffle, move inside and try and put one up. Absorbs the contact and gets rewarded.
Simbila with 8 rebounds. Moore's first free throw is good. 3-point cushion for the Rams, 2:03 to go. Quisenberry sits down. Richardson comes in for defense. Moore gets set for his second free throw, 2:03 to go. Free throws up and good. Khalid Moore. Rams up 68-64 on the Wildcats.
That second free throw so huge to give Fordham a 4-point lead instead of a 3-point lead. Makes it a 2-possession game.
Watson, right side wing. Switched onto by Moore at the top of the Wildcat logo. Foster Lawyer in the same spot. High screen from Menenga. Switched onto by Simbila. Menenga underneath the paint. Misses the layup. Rebound Simbila. Everyone hits the deck. Menenga is slow to get up too. Darius Quisenberry comes back. An official stop play. 3 players hit the deck. Menenga and Moore were chief among them. As Menenga's going to sit down now for Davidson. So Matt McKillop playing offense, defense. Skogman comes in. Rose will inbound underneath the far sideline.
Skogman watching Simbila at the far end of the court. That'll be an interesting matchup. Simbila banged up with that Band-Aid over his eye, but still playing fiercely.
4-point lead for Fordham, 1:30 to go. Quisenberry, the Wildcat logo. 1:20 to go. High screen coming from Moore. Double team met by Quisenberry, gets away from everybody. Far corner, Rose, a 3. Offside rim, Watson the rebound. Fordham runs back on defense. Here comes Davidson. And a timeout called by Matt McKillop. 1:08 to go. Rams holding on to a 4-point lead.
I don't like the timeout there from McKillop, Thomas. I think when you have Desmond Watson in transition, Fordham on their heels after a missed shot attempt, why give the Maroon time to think about this? If you're Davidson, you might have been better off just playing it out, seeing what transpires. Only 1:08 left in this game. Why burn a timeout here? Questionable call by Coach McKillop.
Well, the other thing too, Colin, is now Fordham has a chance to set up their defense, and if you're Davidson, you have to set something up to break the set defense. Most of the time, coaches don't like to call those timeouts with those momentum plays, because if you can improvise, you have a better chance to at least get a free layup and chop this deficit down to 2.
That felt like a very good chance at a momentum play, as you called it. Watson going down the court might have had a chance to take it himself if he had wanted it. And if you're Fordham now, like you said, you could go player by player, matchup by matchup, and figure out who's our best 5 to defend here, and who are they throwing out there potentially to go get a bucket.
For Fordham, it's been a struggle here in the second half, at least in the second half of the second half. Quisenberry has woken up 21 points on 8 of 21 shooting. Khalid Moore with 18, and Foster Lawyer 21 points today, 4 of 5 shooting, 12 made free throws in 12 attempts.
Davidson still waiting for that second guy to step up offensively. The closest thing they've had to it has been Desmond Watson, 10 points, 3 of 7 shooting day from the field. He's made 4 trips to the free throw line. He's sunk all 4. Additionally, he's had 9 rebounds. He's 1 away from recording a double-double.
Huffman will inbound this near sideline. Finds Lawyer, 1:07 to go. Rose playing Lawyer. Switched onto, all the way to the basket goes Lawyer, throws up a wild layup, and he's going to be fouled. 2 free throws coming for Foster Lawyer, who's 12 of 12. So now if you're Davidson, Colin, you're forced, not forced, but you almost have to play the free throw game once Fordham gets the ball across half court. Lawyers gets set for his first free throw. Up and good.
And there's certain people you don't want to foul on that Fordham Rams team. I would not want to foul Quisenberry and send him to the line. Another person I definitely would not want to foul is Kyle Rose. They can hit their shots. Perhaps someone like Simbila, if you get him trapped with the ball, that's the guy to execute your foul on.
2-point lead now. Lawyer hits both. 68-66, 1:02 to go. Moore takes the inbound. 1 minute to go. Quisenberry met with a trap. Long pass Moore. They got to get across half court, and they do. Fordham's going to milk the clock.
They're going to play it straight up. They don't have any intent to foul at the moment. Perhaps that changes. Quisenberry holding on to the ball, not taking any sort of a rush into account.
High screen from Moore. Quisenberry. 6 on the shot clock. Hands off Charlton, right wing. Head fake. Pulls up from 10. Got it to go! 4-point lead for the Rams, 32.7 to go. 2 seconds between the shot and game clock. Lawyer gets across half court, and Matt McKillop now burns a timeout.
Wicked shot from Charlton, left elbow, mid-range, just took it up. That's his cup of tea. I would like to see him take that more often, Tom, as we get closer and closer to A-10 tournament time. Enough with the threes for Charlton. If he has that chance at the mid-range, 9 times out of 10, I want him taking it.
So the analytics, Colin, like to tell you the mid-range shot is a bad shot. And we see that especially at Alabama with Nate Oates. It's a 3, a layup, no in between. And defensively, what they do is take away the shots they don't want to take as an offense. But if you're a team like Fordham or a team, let's say, we'll throw out another example, Indiana, not the best three-point shooting team. Today's a little bit of an anomaly, but if you have the 15-foot 2, why not take the 15-foot 2?
Exactly, and you can find more easy creases in space to take the 15-foot 2 instead of a three-pointer. Even right there, he found a little bit of space, was able to rise up. That's harder to do from three-point land than it is in mid-range. It's a smarter shot, perhaps not analytically, though.
Lawyer inbounds far sideline in front of his bench. Skogman left wing. Handoff to Lawyer. Has space for a 3. Off back iron. Rebound by Fordham. Simbila comes up with it. And they foul immediately. Is Davidson. So now Abdu Simbila is going to go to the free throw line. Colin mentioned one of the last people, if you're Fordham, that you want in that spot, but now he's going to go and has to try and make things happen.
Abdu Simbila shooting 68.1% from the charity stripe entering today's game. Not by any means awful, but not what you want to see either at the free throw line. He's not Foster Lawyer, let's be honest.
Foster Lawyer is a rare breed of guard. Abdu Simbila is a mountain of a man, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Has improved, however, 72% on the year coming into today. 4 points, 8 rebounds, and a huge block. First free throw is up and good. A huge free throw for Abdu Simbila. 5-point lead for the Rams, 19.2 to go in the game. Fordham trying to win 20 games for the first time since 1991 when they won 25, when they were members of the Patriot League. Or 1991, rather, excuse me. Simbila's second free throw rolls off. 5-point lead for the Rams. Shot clock turned off. 15 seconds. Lawyer racing down the middle. Trying to shake Simbila all the way to the rim. Layup up and in. 10 seconds exactly. Davidson slices it down to a 3-point lead for Fordham. And timeout burned here by Matt McKillop. That was his final one. So Fordham will have the inbound. The key here, Colin, is to get the ball into Darius Quisenberry's hands.
Definitely try to get it to DQ, because if Davidson fouls, that's the guy you want at the line. Now, on the off chance they decide to let a little bit of time wind down before fouling, then you need a good outlet right next to him that could also shoot the free throw, connect there, because that's the worst thing that could happen is a turnover. So make sure you try and get it to Darius Quisenberry. If you can't get it to Quisenberry, get it to someone that can at least make an outlet pass to him to then get yourself to the line in a good position.
And if you're Davidson, you have to go for the steal immediately off the inbound, but you are going to be forced to play the free throw game with the Fordham Rams, and that's something you don't want to do with Fordham. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the conference. Actually shoot the ball at the highest percentage in the Atlantic 10. 76% going into the game today, but they're 8 of 13 from the stripe in this matchup. Fordham lines up once again in that football formation. Trips left for Darius Quisenberry. One receiver to his right. Quisenberry takes the inbound. Pitches it to Rose. Quisenberry gets it, and he's fouled instantly by Akil Spadone. And now Quisenberry will go to the free throw line, an 87% free throw shooter.
Quisenberry 1 of 3 from the stripe today, 21 points on the day. Hoping to drill him here and give Fordham a greater lead.
So Grant Huffman comes in now for Davidson. Need him for defense. Spadone will sit down. Or Huffman rather for offense, excuse me. Quisenberry shoots free throws, 9.3 to go on the game clock. First free throw is up and off. Lawyer with a chance to tie now off the rebound. Rose picks his pocket and a foul called. Foul on Kyle Rose. Went for a dunk after the whistle was blown, and now Foster Lawyer is going to shoot 2 free throws.
Fans wanted a technical. Rose took it the other end and slammed it home.
So the officials, not sure what's going on here. Both teams have gone to their sidelines. A 20-second timeout was called. So the officials trying to get everybody back on the floor. 71-68 Fordham, 5.7 to go. Davidson has the jump ball arrow. They're going to go to the line here for 2 free throws. Foster Lawyer will be shooting them.
Lawyer 14 of 14 from the free throw line. Perfect. We'll see if he can keep it up.
The pressure is now applied. 5.7 to go. Davidson down 3. Lawyer's first free throw is good. Two-point lead now for the Rams. Lawyer gets set for his 16th free throw of the day. Misses it off the back iron. Tracked down by Charlton. Davidson fouls him immediately. 4.1 to go.
The one thing you didn't think was going to happen, happened. Foster Lawyer misses at the free throw line.
15 of 16 on the day. That one free throw huge, but impressive performance from Foster Lawyer from the free throw line. And now Antrell Charlton's going to shoot some free throws. He's 81% on the year coming into today. This will be his first trip. Here comes the crowd again, section 30, named after Steph Curry. Student section here. Charlton's first free throw is good. 3-point lead for Fordham, 4.1 to go. Fordham now 9 of 15 on the day in the free throw line. Charlton takes a couple dribbles. Second free throw is good. 4-point lead for the Rams. Keith Ergo telling his guys to pick up full court. Bailey will take the inbound, moving from baseline to baseline end. Desmond Watson picked off by Quisenberry. Huffman chucks a 3, and it goes down with 0.8 to go. And they're going to take a look at this. They're going to check to see if it was a 3. Right now it's ruled a 2. Grant Huffman, though, with a huge shot. Davidson is just not going away. 0.8 on the game clock.
Huffman didn't even have time to set his feet, kind of ran into it, grabbed it, chucked it up real quick. Looked like a 3 from where we're sitting, but in all honesty, it's completely possible he had that right foot on the line, was tilted a little bit towards that right side.
So we do have access to a monitor here right next to us here at our broadcast bench, or table rather. It's a very, very close call. Huffman's line from a far angle gets to the right wing of the 3. His toe, half of his foot, all of his feet actually are on the 3-point line. In real time, it's a tough call, but this one is going to be a 2, and that's what they rule it. So Davidson now down 2 with 0.8 to go, 73-71 Fordham. Fordham hangs on. This will be the first time that they've beaten Davidson since 2017 in what took a Herculean effort against the Wildcats. Took 4 Rams that game to score in double figures. And it also took Fordham a number of players to really shoot the ball a ton of times. The officials put 0.2 back on the clock. So an exact 1 second to go with a 2-point lead for the Rams. So Fordham will have this under the far basket. Khalid Moore will inbound. Davidson picks up full court. Moore will inbound. He can move from one end of the baseline to the other, and he does too. Long football pass. Simbila catches it, throws it up, and that's it! For the first time since 1991, Fordham has accumulated 20 total wins. And for the first time as an Atlantic 10 team, win 20 games, and they beat Davidson for the first time in Belk Arena since 2017, 73-71 in a thriller.
Fordham's first win against Davidson in the last 12 tries. How sweet it is to be a Ram today. A 2-point win. This one was push-pull the entire time. Even when Fordham got some leverage, Davidson found ways to get the crowd back into the game. They found ways to beat them down low, get themselves to the free throw line. Foster Lawyer, a fantastic performance, but nonetheless, Fordham takes home the W. Darius Quisenberry with 21 points. Khalid Moore, no slouch either today. 20 points of his own on a 7 of 11 day from the field and 2 made threes, Tom.
Well, wonderful performance for the Rams and for Davidson. 26 points for Foster Lawyer, and had an unbelievable day from the free throw line. 15 of 16, but 5 of 7 from the field, the epitome of efficiency, as we're now going to be joined by a Fordham assistant coach, Ronald Ramon. We're going to hand him the headset.
Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Good. Congratulations on the win. Khalid Moore today, 20 points, 7 of 11, really efficient. What does a game like today say about him and what he's meant to this team?
First of all, Davidson is a great team. They came out and played hard. We knew there was going to be a battle from the beginning. They're well coached. Their basketball IQ is pretty high, and we knew they were going to execute. But our guys play hard. Our guys wanted this game. They understood what we needed to do in order to win, and it was going to take 40 minutes. Khalid was amazing for us. He's coming in, making plays, staying within the offense. Nobody tried to get out of it. At the beginning of the game, we took some tough shots, but there was the shots that we were getting. And then in the second half, we was able to open the floor a little bit more and get better shots. But defensively, that's our identity. We want to come in and keep pressuring the ball, making sure that we make plays defensively.
You mentioned pressuring the ball. You guys certainly did that. Really push-pull for a while there. Davidson got to the line 31 times. What kind of challenges did they present, and how were you guys able to adjust down the stretch to play a more clean brand while still maintaining the aggression?
We knew they were going to be smart. We knew the type of offense they were going to run, especially Foster Lawyer with the ball. We try to do different things for him. But our guys, like we said, we threw different defenses at them. We tried to switch it up. Our guys responded well, and we was able to just execute down the stretch.
Coach, just one more question for you. First 21 season in program history since 1991, 20 wins. What does that mean to you and to this team?
Keep getting better. Keep getting better. One game at a time. We keep preaching that from the beginning of the season. We try to get 1% better every day. The next game is our biggest game because it's the most important game. Every game that we play is the most important game. So we just got to keep our head. We got to keep working and keep being the best team towards the end of the year.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was Fordham assistant coach Ronald Ramon. Interview conducted, of course, by Colin Lochran. And what a game. What an incredible season this Fordham team is having. 20 wins, the first time ever as an Atlantic 10 team. The first time since 1991. That's an eternity ago, almost 30 years. It's been a very long time, but this team's worked for it.
20 wins means something to Fordham. Started out hot, struggled out of the gate in A-10 play against this Davidson team, I might add. That was the A-10 opener at Rose Hill. Didn't go according to plan. It feels so good for this team, I bet, to go into Davidson's house and grab a W.
And for the Fordham Rams, you mentioned 20-5 now on the year. Davidson now falls to 12-13. And that is just about going to do it for us here from Belk Arena. For Colin Lochran, this is Thomas Aiello. Let's send it back to the Rose Hill Studios for the one-on-one post-game report with Tyler Hu.
The one-on-one post-game report.
Welcome back to the Rose Hill Studios for the one-on-one post-game report. I'm Tyler Hu here with Dan Bartels. The Fordham Rams have defeated the Davidson Wildcats 73-71 to improve their season record to 20-5. Their first 21 season since 1991 when they were in the Patriot League. First one as an A-10 member. This was the Rams' first win over Davidson since 2017, going on the road and getting revenge for that 57-43 loss at home right before the new year. Man, it feels good. But Fordham moves to 8-4 in the A-10, tied for third in the conference with St. Louis, who they previously beat in the head-to-head matchup. But Dan, how does it feel, man?
It feels amazing. Since 1991, 20 wins. It almost feels unheard of right now. But Fordham did what they had to do. They beat a tough Davidson team. They knew how to play them, control Foster Lawyer, and they as much as they could. Now, let's be honest. But Khalid Moore played amazing. Darius Quisenberry played great, and Elijah Gray played well off the bench. And just this whole team collectively as a unit, Tyler, it feels like that there's something special this season, and it's really good to watch.
Absolutely. On both ends of the floor, you got a culture set, as I mentioned at halftime. It was a tough second half. Davidson really showed up, and they tried to steal this game away from Fordham, but just crunch time performances. First of all, Darius Quisenberry really struggled in the first half, only 2 of 7 from the field, but really came out firing in the second half. D-Quiz does what D-Quiz does best. Shoots the ball and makes shots, big shots. The guy had 21 points, 16 in the second half, hit 4 threes. When in doubt, just call D-Quiz the biz. The guy is a shot maker, a big shot maker, clutch as it gets, and really showed up down the stretch, making smart plays on both ends of the floor. Got 2 big steals. Khalid Moore, he was amazing in the first half, obviously, and really clutched up down the stretch. Hit a couple shots, but was really good on the defensive end. Got 2 blocks, 9 rebounds, almost had a double-double, 20 points and 9 rebounds. And what really moved the needle for me is the rebounding. Fordham out-rebounded Davidson 36-29, but on the offensive boards, out-rebounded them 13-3, and 5 of them coming from Abdou Simbila, who replaced Rostiv Novitsky, who fouled out early.
Yep.
Huge performance from Simbila. 9 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, just kept the game alive and hit a big free throw down the stretch. Really gutsy performance from him. It was just a theme of next man up for Fordham. Really just great performances, great team performance from the Rams.
Great performances all around. And one of the hardest things in basketball is to get around that foul trouble problem, and especially how quickly in college basketball it can kind of just, we have these guys in foul trouble. What are we going to do? And Fordham did not. Keith Ergo did not. And no one on the Fordham staff really panicked, it seemed. And that was good. There were times where it was stressful, sure, but they knew what they had to do. They got the job done. And to your point on the defense, 4 steals to Davidson's 1 and 4 blocks to none from Davidson. So Fordham did amazing things on both sides of the floor, but especially defensively. Their defense kept them in this game. Their free throws down the stretch kept them in this game. And their defense playing their best player, Foster Lawyer. Yes, he had 26 points and shot 15 of 16 from the free throw stripe, as a lot of us would have expected, but a win's a win.
Foster Lawyer, as we mentioned, 26 points, pretty much lived at the free throw line. He had as many free throws as Fordham does as a team. Davidson doubled and then some on the free throw line. Shot 35 free throws to Fordham 16, and you could hear in the background the home crowd. Davidson were very upset with the refs. You could hear some loud, possibly drunken fans have some choice words for the referees, but Davidson lived at the charity stripe this game, and they couldn't put it away. You could say, Foster Lawyer nails this game. Foster Lawyer does Foster Lawyer things, but what happened? He missed the big free throw that counts. He was 15 of 15 from the charity stripe beforehand and missed that one that counts. Obviously, you could say, Grant Huffman made the shot after.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a great performance on all ends of the floor for Fordham. Davidson did outshoot Fordham. 47-41, 80 splits is amazing, obviously, but Fordham's defense came up big when it mattered the most. And that's just a testament to the culture that Fordham has brought together in the last 2 years. Keith Ergo's really just instilled a defense-first culture to the Rams, and it's really paying off. 20 wins for the first time since 1991. It's just so impressive to see the turnaround that Fordham basketball's had over the last couple of years. And I just hope it continues, man. It's been amazing to see.
I hope it continues, too. And you look ahead for this Fordham team, St. Bonaventure, who they've already beat next game. They have a tough game against the league leader in VCU. That's going to be one that we're definitely going to be circling on our calendars here. Loyola Chicago,
Absolutely.
They play next. After that, Rhode Island, George Mason, and then end out the year at Duquesne.
Duquesne, against Duquesne, no big deal. But, it's no conference game is a gimme, as we
Mhm.
mentioned. As
Not at
I would
all.
like to say, Duquesne is obviously right on Fordham's tail, 7-5 in conference. Fordham improves to 8-4 in conference. I think now tied for third in the A10 with St. Louis, who they beat in the head-to-head matchup.
Great game.
Amazing game.
Probably their best game all year. This was also up there, though. You really got to respect this win that they got today.
To go out on the road in a hostile environment where they were honoring legendary coach Bob McKillop, with a really good team. Sure, their record is 11-13. Their record doesn't tell the whole story. This is a good, very good Davidson team that we talk about every year in, year out. They're in a transition year, but they still gave Fordham a run for their money. And it's really good to see. Fordham did struggle a bit with late game execution, but they pulled it out. A win's a win, as we like to mention. So, absolutely phenomenal win for Fordham. First 21 seasons since 1991. Let's keep the good vibes rolling. But that will do it for our presentation of Fordham men's basketball. Fordham defeated Davidson 73-71 to take their season record to 20-5. Unbelievable win. Our studio producer today was Brian Raybacks. Our broadcasters today were Thomas Aiello on play-by-play and Colin Loughran on color commentary. The sports director of WFUV is Bobby Chaffardini. And as always, a big thank you to Joe DeBari and his entire staff for all their help today. Fordham's next game is this Wednesday, February 15th against St. Bonaventures at the historic Rose Hill Gym. So, show up and show out to support your Rams as they continue to maintain their winning ways. But until then, with Dan Bartels on updates, I'm Tyler Hu, wishing everybody a great rest of their night. As always, Fordham Rams basketball is a production of WFUV Sports.